Welcome in, everybody, to the next episode, the next installment of Joe Kelly's Van Chronicles. How's it going? I'm Joe Kelly. I will be your audio version of a mushroom. Thanks for checking out the podcast. I really do appreciate it. If you'd like to support the podcast, a great way to do so is by checking out utilizeshrooms.threadless.com. It's a shirt store. You can also get like beach towels, notebooks, handbags, all sorts of things. It'd be a great way if you'd like to support the podcast. You can also check out my website, joekellycomedy.com, K-E-L-L-E-Y. There's a store on there. I'm kind of getting that fixed up a little bit. You can check out videos, even if you don't want to buy anything. A great way to support the podcast. Check out some videos, stand-up videos. I've also got some Booty Man videos. I've been doing a road meals cooking show where I kind of cook meals out of my van. So, great way to check it out. Or a great way to support, I should say. Also on Instagram and Twitter at Utilize Shrooms. Joe Kelly Comedy on Facebook. And also I'll be recording a comedy album October 7th in Nashville at Third Coast Comedy Club. You can get tickets at thirdcoastcomedy.club. Just go to the calendar, October 7th, it says Joe Kelly. Click on that. Tickets are $10. You get a copy of the album after it's done, just for attending the show, and it'd be great if you could make it out. I'm coming to you live from the podcast studio that is my buddy's food truck. I'm in Nashville, not in the van right now. I've been filling into the food truck, and we got some downtime, so I'm doing a little intro for this podcast, which just seems fitting because this podcast, I'm actually going to have guests on it. This is the first time I've had guests on Joe Kelly's Van Chronicles, so it should be fun. It's a podcast that I recorded with my good friends Josh Lewis and Joshua Wagner back when they came to visit me out in Seattle. So I figured now was a good time to put it out. They're great comics. They're based out of Nashville. You can follow them on Twitter. Josh Lewis on Twitter is the Josh from TN on Twitter and Instagram. And then fucking idiot Wagner is what is his fucking name? Comedy Man Joshua on Instagram. So Comedy Man Joshua is to get Josh Wagner on Twitter. Excuse me. He's on Twitter, Comedy Man Joshua, and then Josh Lewis is on Twitter and Instagram, the Josh from TN. They're both great guys. I don't want to keep rambling, so without further ado, everybody welcome in my good friends, the Trash Boyz themselves, Mr. Josh Lewis and Josh Wagner. Thanks for checking out the podcast, guys.
Till they learn or nothing like that.
Like, there's stuff I know, like, if you
you let them spin something instead of hitting them now.
Yeah. You better go over and spin that before I knock the fuck out of you, kid.
But is it any better?
well, it's not the same. We're comparing apples and oranges here. It's not. It was never the thing.
It's an alternative to hitting your kid.
It's not a disciplinary. Like, it's not that.
No.
I think really how it became a fad is like if you buy the nice ones, this is a nice one, you like tricks with it. So I know someone who's like a middle school teacher, and she said the kids they do tricks.
It's like a yo-yo.
It's a yo-yo thing that happened when we were middle school.
It's a new yo-yo.
The yo-yo came back for no damn reason.
Yeah.
And this is that.
Okay.
It's just that. Some of them light up.
Do you remember the things they had where they were like metal and they had a little tip on it, and you put them in like a flat claspy, almost like a flip phone when you had the button that'd flip open, and you'd turn it.
Oh yeah, no, I had those.
And,
and you put it in the dome and they would clash.
Yeah,
and fight them.
Yeah. That's the same thing.
I had a Power Ranger set of those.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I forget what I had. But it's the same thing. It serves no purpose, but it's like, this is just something you do. And all of a sudden, everybody has to have one.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
It's nuts. It's crazy. But it really does. Like, if you like just to elicit reactions from people for no reason, just pull it out of your pocket, and people will freak out.
Could you get it closer to the microphone?
It spins. It's a fidget spinner.
Hold on. Tell the people at home what I'm doing right now.
Josh Wagner he has a fidget spinner on his thumb. He's balancing it, and it's spinning around rather quickly enough to make it not seem like individual blades on it. Now it's slowing down.
One thumb I can do that.
No index finger needed.
It's not easy. You guys try if you think it's easy. Let's hear the difference.
Right, it's going to hit this metal table.
On your thumb? On your thumb or your finger?
No, on your thumb.
Turn it around the other way.
You can start it with two, but you got to go thumb only. Okay, Joe can do it. That doesn't mean it's easy. Maybe Joe's just good at it. Maybe we're both.
He's a natural.
Maybe we're both just really good at it.
Maybe I'll do it all day. Lewis, your turn.
Okay, I'll try.
Give it a whirl. This is a special edition of Joe Kelly's Van Chronicles. I have my friends Josh Wagner and Josh Lewis with me.
See,
Yeah.
so we prove it is something cool to do.
We're not
Or
in my
just
van.
I'm just not talented
We're in
with
an
a
apartment.
spinner.
Yeah,
And
I
we're
don't know. I think it's something
doing a
about
fidget spinner.
Thanks for having us on here, Joe.
I guess so. I'm just glad I'm glad we got a place to stay while
Thanks-
you guys are here.
thanks for having us at
That's
this
the biggest
place.
part. Yeah. I'm glad it all worked out. Thanks to Jenny Gump for giving us a place.
Hell yeah.
you.
Special sponsor for this edition of the podcast. It's Jenny Gump.
There's a nice dog here. I like that.
Adrian's a good people.
I value good dog experiences now because I feel like most of them are bad that I have.
Yeah.
So it's nice.
She just minds her own business. She's
It's the
pretty
best
chill.
chihuahua I've ever been around.
Yeah, she doesn't really bark. She shakes a little bit, but that's only because she doesn't know what's going on in the world. But who does? It's true.
You take it to the vet, and it's like this is canine Parkinson's. You're like, nah, she just confused, man.
She's just scared. She's just scared about the outside.
Just been
man.
watching the news, dog.
Hey, man, we all got canine Parkinson's, and we know you need this medication, please. Nah.
Yeah, I like her. She's my Seattle girlfriend at the moment. That's what Jennifer
hey.
keeps saying.
Pretty nice.
So that's what I'm kind of yeah. She's low maintenance. I see her once a week. She's the perfect girlfriend for me. We don't even fuck. How about that?
I'm glad you.
I don't fuck that dog.
Yeah, I'm
Let's get it.
so
I'm glad you threw
you're
it
not.
out there.
I could if I wanted to. Don't act like I can't.
I'm sure somebody was gonna eventually tweet at you and be like, "You fucking a dog."
Yeah. That's the thing about this podcast, boys, is just be open. Say whatever you want. Nobody cares.
I didn't
People that
think
listen, they don't care.
You already said I don't think that was gonna be a
I-
problem.
Be a wild animal if you want to. If you got ideas, let's explore them now.
I want to be very open and honest about how glad I am you're not fucking that dog. I want to just let everyone know from the bottom of my heart. And I don't bear my emotions off, and I'm a closed off dude, but
I feel
I am kind of tearing up thinking about you not fucking that dog.
I think you don't want that dog to be happy, and that's why you're glad I'm not fucking her.
No. I feel like that dog's doing great, and I feel like you're at a pretty good point too.
Yeah, we're both in a good place. As long as I don't fuck her, we can't ruin it.
It's heartwarming.
Because that's how you ruin any relationship, right?
Did you
By
fuck
fucking
their
a
dog?
dog, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just by fucking in general. Not by fucking their dog.
Yeah, I feel like some marriages have come back from like, I'm sorry we had a weird weekend in Vegas, honey, but I don't feel like there are too many people at their 60th wedding anniversary be like, and we almost split up when I called him fucking that dog. But we didn't. We stuck it out, and we're here together.
And we're still married today.
This is usually how I talk when I'm in my van. Like, here's the next one the next episode I'm putting out. It's like, I got this bit about fucking kids. It's not even a bit.
What's the bit?
Somebody asked me a question.
It's a story.
It was in an open mic. It was outside of an open mic. Somebody asked me how many 5-year-olds they think I could fight at once. And I think it's a nonsense question, so I said 1 million. I think I could fight 1 million 5-year-olds at one time.
I don't know. That's a lot.
It's not though.
They could gang up on you.
They get tired. They get
But
tired
a million,
really.
A million's nuts.
But then I thought about it like this, because I'm psychologically, like, you know what they used, you know how, like, when you had slaves, how you would show,
That's a good grade.
how you'd show, you'd find this, if you were a slave master, you'd find the strongest slave, and then you'd sodomize them in front of the other slaves,
Jesus
and then you'd be the
That's-
strong one.
That's something people don't talk about a lot.
Yeah, I know,
agree.
but that's how if I had to go to war, that's what I'd do.
You'd sodomize a slave?
I'd sodomize the strongest 5-year-old. And then I'd be king.
How are you going to
that's
find the
if you're-
strongest one, though? Because if they're smart, they're going to put the strongest one.
Still have his
in
face painted up like Braveheart.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're talking a million.
You know that motherfucker would come out there riding on a pony or something, or one of those stick horses.
He's gonna have a leather jacket on and a comb in his back pocket.
He'd be like, go over
This
and pull
is-
out your pee-wee.
This is something that's like slightly off topic.
Slightly off topic. Why do you want to stop this topic?
Only because it's not about fucking kids, though. But I feel like
That's not what we're
We're
talking
not
about.
talking about fucking
I'm
kids
talking
at
about
all.
warfare.
Yeah. Child warfare, child warfare, child warfare, warfare, warfare. Now, what do you? Now how do
Yeah,
you?
So he's having the strongest kid. He thought the cool kid. Like we saw one. You ever see like a cool kid,
Oh, that kid on the plane.
and you just
out
don't
here?
get it? You're like, how the fuck
Yeah.
are you so cool? You're 7 years old.
You saw cool. You jealous of a 7-year-old on your
Right
plane?
away, yeah.
He was cool as fuck, man. I saw a kid. He had a Vans flat bill on. He had gold Dr. Dre Beats around his neck that he had put Ferrari stickers on.
Yeah.
And then like a badass pair of Nikes. I was like, how have you figured all this out already? I still don't get it.
He watches TV and hip hop videos, and his parents have money.
I don't even think they had that much money.
You just think he's a cool guy?
I think he's just cool as shit.
They were on the same shitty flight we were on, so well, maybe they might have had money. Maybe they just
You
kinda
guys
liked us
flew
so much.
Alaska. You guys are living it.
We flew
Frontier.
Frontier out here.
Well, I tried to fly Spirit, and they just canceled the flight. That was also the same one. Did you see the guy where that guy got all bloody when they were dragging?
Oh, yeah.
Was
that was a
Spirit?
Spirit flight. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're done. I'm pretty sure they're done as an airline at this point. But Frontier, I don't know if that's that bad. Is that
It
worse than
wasn't bad.
Southwest?
It wasn't bad.
No.
Or Delta? Is Delta worse than that?
I think
I don't
Southwest
think
is
so.
normally considered the worst. People talk about that. That's like the joke.
Yeah. Well, this was on a plane called an Airbus, which I thought was funny until I got on it and I went, oh, this is very much like my Greyhound bus experiences.
What movie was on?
No, they didn't have movies.
Oh,
They
yeah.
had
movies?
It was
Yeah.
literally, we were inside a plane and it was flying.
Did y'all have
That's
Wi-Fi
it.
or anything?
No.
They still have the ashtrays in the fucking...
No.
Oh.
But
They
they,
had
had
them in the
smoking
bathroom.
signs, which is weird.
Yeah.
I think at this point.
You still gotta be told to not smoke in an airplane.
Yeah. Because I'm sure somebody would. Well, they even had
No one would. No
Well, they had
one
to say
would now.
vapor, like vapes and
Yeah,
all
people
that
do
stuff.
that because that's ridiculous. You can't just do that. I
If
think.
you
Well-
can make it a trend or a challenge on the internet, like get blunted on a
Oh.
plane, I bet people will be doing it all
But
the
that
time.
is so much further, man. That is like post 9/11. You don't fuck around on planes. Everyone knows that. Even dumbasses know that.
You get one person to do it and make it cool, get it on World Star, and then it becomes a thing in a moment.
That's also a big investment. That's not the same as like because I've seen like you walk around a grocery store smoking a blunt.
Yeah.
Like, I get that.
Yeah.
That's not like a
Or the milk thing where they were smashing milk on the
yeah,
ground
but
and then
that's,
going,
you
oh,
can
I
just
fell.
walk to that and then walk home. You're not.
Yeah, but
Paying-
besides that,
Yeah, that's why the payoff's bigger. That's why it's
Yeah.
that much cooler. That's
the
why
payoff
you'll go more
How much
viral.
bigger is it?
well, the payoff isn't bigger if you're like my dumb ass that's sitting there just being like, I just want to get this fucking flight over with and go home. And this guy's like, check this out. Next thing you know, TSA's on there, fucking air marshals and everything because he decides to light one blunt.
We should get you fucked up on an edible real hard before you fly tomorrow.
Cool,
Lewis.
that would be
That'd be
just
I
make
think
me
it'd be
even
so
more
fun. Yeah,
sweaty.
exactly. That's the whole point. Is it seems
If it was a direct flight, that might be doable. But
Yeah, but the
we got
transfer.
like one for real layover. We got to stay up for and be
Well,
around for. And
I kind of dread it, but it'll be fun.
I'm cool with it.
Well, the layover. So we're flying out of Seattle at around 11:30
at night.
At
You're
night,
getting red on this shit.
and then we're landing in Dallas Fort Worth around 5 a.m. something like that because we have to go back in time because of the time change or
So
the time
that's
zones
still
rather.
that's only like that's a 1 hour time difference. So you'd be if you're leaving it. Let's say 12. So
No,
you're
it's an
leaving.
hour. It was an hour to Denver.
Yeah,
It's an
yeah.
hour here.
That's right. You're right. So it'll be around 4 something.
But still, that's a long flight though. I didn't think it was that long.
It's not. It's like I think both were around both were projected at around 2 hours and 20 minutes. It was almost the exact same.
Yeah, but I think it's where we're coming down because it's Alaskan, so we're coming down instead of going to Denver and hopping back over to
Yeah,
Nashville.
yeah.
So we're going down to Dallas.
Oh, I forgot it was Dallas, not.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So
Ugh.
that one's going to be not as fun. Yeah. So according to this, we're going to leave at we're going to leave at 11:25 and arrive in Dallas Fort Worth at around 5 a.m. That's another reason why I was wanting to just do a direct
No,
flight.
that's 100. No. At one point,
It's $100 that.
at one point, I was like, "Yeah, I'll probably do that." And then the first night after here, I was like, "We'll just sit in the airport and not
Yeah,
spend
yeah,
it."
yeah.
Like, fuck that, you know.
How long would the direct flight be? Because from Phoenix to Maui was like 6 hours, 6.5. Man, that was fucking brutal, man. That's a long time to be in a fucking plane. It just is, and you can't go anywhere.
Yeah,
and
there's
it's
something
just like
different,
it's
too.
just fucked.
Yeah, it's.
I didn't like it. You have no control, and you can't what do you do? You can't get up, you can't move. It's so fucking long to be on a plane. And people do it for 24 hours. They go to fucking China and shit. It's
Yeah.
all day flights. It's like, oh my god.
So this is going to be at
I'd
least
lose my
3
mind.
hours on that one flight, and then 2 from there.
That's not terrible. None of that's terrible.
Oh no, it's none of it's terrible.
5 hours. That's just still. You guys are in for it. That's a long journey.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is it breaks it up. I guess.
Yes,
so to
I think it
speak.
breaks it. Yeah.
So is that only? No, that's 2 hour time change, Joe. So that would be
To Dallas?
So we're out here in Pacific,
I thought Dallas was
and
mountain.
then we go mountain,
Yeah.
then we go central. No, it's still
Dallas
central.
is central. It's
So-
all fucked up because if
so
you
it's
look,
still 2 hours.
You can go straight down from Michigan. If you take a straight line from Michigan into Nashville, it's this. You can take a straight line, but for some reason Nashville is in Central Time.
There's
and
some
Michigan's
kind of reason.
Eastern.
There's some kind of like economic reason that I've heard. Like they wanted it to be on the same time zone as something else, or I forget what it is.
But even it's like so weird because like on the West Coast, like moving out here, if you wake up at 9, like you're waking up early, but you've missed so much of the fucking world. Like,
Yeah.
and then when your workday ends, it's like everybody's already done. Like you're just behind. You're so far behind. Like what's going on from East Coast to like West Coast? Like so much shit happens by the time you get your day going. It's very strange out here.
Yeah,
But it's nicer because it's like you don't have to care as much.
I like-
it feels more lax. You
yeah,
know?
it is. Like people, I remember when like people have office jobs that I knew in the West Coast, and like they show up at 10. Like 10, just the kind of the time you get to work. It seems like. Whereas back home, it's like that's 8. You know,
Yeah.
7. Like it really does begin sooner. I'm sure like some certain like, you know, like clock in clock out jobs probably the same shift things. But people I knew who worked in offices like, yeah, I got to be at work at 10 every day.
It's on Maui. Like time didn't exist. Like nobody, because it's like a 6-hour difference from like the West Coast or something like that. It's like a strange. Like I don't know if it's that long, but it's like a difference. Like maybe 3 or 4 hours, but it's like it's just a different world. Like nobody gives a shit what's happening.
yeah.
Because it's already too late, and it's like it's such a small place that nobody cares. It's very weird. Maui time is whatever the fuck you want it to be.
How much do you think the internet's changed that though? As far as like especially talking about like information being relayed. I feel like it's had to have had a because like now like the thing is like maybe like your 5 o'clock news was so much behind their 5 o'clock news, but if you're at your desk and then your CNN alert pops up, like I feel like you're a little more tied in now.
Yeah, but do you want to be? Is it a good thing?
No. I just think it might have changed it, like that idea.
Well, yeah, it probably did. But at the same time, it's like, are you worried about the CNN alert if you're not at work?
I don't know. A lot of people now just have it. A lot of people now it's just standard. Like even me. Like if I unlock my phone, I don't purposely ever try to look at anything, but it's just on the iPhone now, like a certain like news thing. And sometimes if I just swipe it a certain way, I'm not paying attention. It goes to the headlines, like just like that. I can accidentally just see that stuff
Oh man,
Mine buzzes
without
me
even
out.
unlocking my phone. Like if I seriously like if I'm not paying attention and it's locked.
is that an iPhone thing?
Yeah, and then so instead of that, if I'm just fucking around and I do that, and then like in any way that pops up, I see the first headline
No shit.
all the time on accident. Yeah,
Same here. And I'm.
I don't think I
Android
like
guy.
that. I don't,
Yeah,
You can do that on your Android?
Uh-huh.
I have an Android. I can't do that.
I got.
The only thing that comes up on mine are fucking Amber Alerts.
Well,
that's like
that-
the only
Amber
news
Alerts
sort
is-
of
well,
thing.
that's like a weird like government.
Yeah,
frequency,
yeah.
right?
But
You
I don't
have
get
the-
any news headlines.
Do you have the CNN app?
No.
Okay,
Fuck
that's
no. Why
why.
would I have that? Why would I have that?
I like to stay
I
informed.
want to hear
man.
some informed
No,
with
I
what
see,
garbage.
I don't
You
want
want to hear
I'm
fucking
sure,
stuff.
I'm sure I
bullshit
could probably
garbage?
take that off. I could
Jesus
probably take
Christ!
this. I'm sure I can get this whole thing off if I
I want
want.
to be informed. Get the fuck out of here.
It doesn't-
I get my CNN app because I want to be informed. I go to Facebook for 9 News. That's where I go. I want to know what the people are saying. How do they feel about things?
The official party line.
It's a good place to go. I prefer that. I want to know how people feel rather than somebody's going to lie to me.
Someone told me that Reddit's the best for that, and I don't use it, but like apparently it works by the upvoting,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's not just people you know. It's like so it's the majority of people on that website.
Yeah.
So if you go to the news, it's like what most people have decided is the most important story.
Or they like, yeah.
Or
But it's
they
like,
don't.
how good is that, though? You know?
Well, but I think when you get that many people, and like especially when there's like really like distinct subreddits, I think when you get that many people, it can kind of wash out like the polls, and you can be like most people are like, hey, this is something that matters.
yeah. I don't know.
I
'Cause
don't use
I you know, yeah, yeah.
I don't use
Use
Reddit.
Reddit?
I have no
Yeah.
idea.
I
I don't
didn't.
either.
I knew it was a thing, but I didn't know like people out here use it. Like it's like a thing for like comedy and for like everything out
Yeah.
here. But I didn't know that much was involved in it. That sounds like lasagna.
It needs 15 more minutes. You have to pull it out, take the foil. I can do it.
No. You stay put.
You just gotta take the foil off, and then turn the pan at 7. I don't see why that would matter.
I think it's more instructions for the microwave.
Turn it like long ways.
You said rotate it. Yeah, I don't know why that would matter. But it just doesn't make sense why that would matter in the oven.
Yeah.
And another 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. As far as... The only reason I joined Twitter was for news when I first heard about Twitter, because that was like all the anonymous, like that was like a hub for anonymous, and they were just posting a bunch of shit. So I was like, oh, that's a good place for news. But then the more I spend on it, the more just garbage it is. So I feel like it's the same thing with Reddit. I feel like it's the same thing with everything. The more people you get on stuff, the more garbage you get.
I don't think I would have
Twitter's
any.
still pretty. I think it's kind of cool still.
It is. No, there's good aspects to it. It's the same thing with Reddit. There's good aspects to everything, but I just feel like there's so much more garbage.
And it's hard to sift through the garbage to find the good.
Yeah, it's like you have less.
Yeah.
You gotta follow less people or some shit
yeah,
like
with
that.
Twitter, I feel like you can kind of do that on your own.
You kind of can here and there, but for the most part, I mean, even especially during these.
But then if you're
goddamn-
filtering, you're only getting what you want to hear. So then, like, sort of thing.
Well, yeah, but if you
I don't trust anything.
yeah, I know, I get it, but like if you can actually look in yourself and like find people that you're like, okay, this person, I trust them, but they challenge me. Like it's still, but you have to do it. Yeah, it's not gonna make it perfect. You can choose to make it bad. But I feel like if you wanted to, if that was a goal of yours, and obviously it's not of mine or probably anyone here's, but if you wanted to, you could use Twitter and Reddit as ways to get like a pretty fair shake on things.
Sure. Yeah.
Which is like this is the first time that's ever happened. You know, like for it to be that easy.
I mean, I use Instagram now just for hood clips.
Hood clips is a good.
See, that's what I would do.
It's a fun fucking channel, man.
Hood clips are great.
It's just fun.
It's wonderful.
It's garbage. It's
Yeah.
people fighting, people getting hurt. People doing dumb shit.
There's one where the kid, you sent it to me, the kid is riding his bicycle, and these other kids have these big, like, Tupperware containers full of water, and they're supposed to just pour the water on him as he rides the bicycle.
It's like the water challenge where you dump
Yeah.
a bucket of water.
And one kid, the first kid, just threw the whole Tupperware container and nails him in the neck. And then he flips over the handlebars and just skids straight to the guy holding the camera. And I know it sounds like a child got murdered, but I'll tell you, it warmed my heart that day.
He's resilient. He probably was fine. But
He was wearing a cape or something.
He dropped. It was probably like a fucking 10-gallon Tupperware thing of just water. Just fucking just dropped it right on this poor kid's head.
And then the other hood clip stuff I see is usually of just completely batshit insane fucking people just
I think that's
interacting at the bank or something. And I'm like, oh boy.
There's your fidget spinner.
Thank you. There's my fidget spinner.
Fucking, it's
I
a
just-
beer
It's
bottle
the same
cap.
thing.
Oh, I never said I wasn't a fidgeter. I'm just saying I'm not going to pay to do it.
It's the same thing, though. Lewis is just
I'm gonna buy
He's a
beer.
professional.
Yeah, I'm a professional.
He's like, I spin beer caps.
Yeah, son.
I'm surprised it's always like my parents, my mom, my dad still hasn't, even though I can tell he wants to. My mom though, and a lot of my aunts and uncles, when Facebook first came out, talked so much shit about Facebook. So it was around for probably a decade before they knew about it. Then they heard about it, and they're like, I don't see how you people spend time on that. I got a job. I'm busy. And then like 4 or 5 years later, they get offended if you don't.
Yeah.
Like, accept their, like, requests. Like, it's that.
Yeah.
It's that quick.
How come you won't farm with me?
It was, oh yeah. And like nuts.
It's like a drug to some people, man.
Yeah. I talk shit about it, and I still I have it.
Oh yeah.
I've had it for a very long time.
I'm not talking to you about the whole thing. I'm just saying, like, the way I've seen older people do it. Because it seems to be like, I noticed, like, it seems like no matter how old you are when you first get into social media, everyone goes through the same phases of it. So, like, we were all, like, 14, 15, whatever, you got a MySpace. And, like, that was your first, like, you felt like this is my MySpace.
Yeah,
like, that. Dude, like, if you look at, like, there are older people on Facebook. Have you seen, like, the profile things? It's like, please do not swear on my page.
Yeah.
Like, they're
yeah.
They're big about, like, this is my page.
Yeah.
I hear that. I hear older people at the bar, they'll be like, and he came on my page. Like, it's a physical thing.
Yeah.
He came on my page saying all this shit. And it's like, you are 60 fucking years old.
Yeah.
This is insane.
And it's a very public thing.
Oh,
It's-
yeah.
yeah,
It's my page. Get off my page with that.
It's almost like the videos you see where people are like, you can't be taping me with your phone. I didn't give you permission. It's like, but you're out and about in public, and that's the same thing. It's like, people give their shitty ideas. They promote. They just put it out in the world, and they give this shitty idea and a shitty thought, and then some people come back and are like, well, I didn't ask for your opinion. It was like, I didn't ask to read your shitty thought either, man.
If it wasn't,
Well, I'm not going to be your friend.
If it wasn't for doing comedy,
I'll be your friend. I'm not going to follow you though.
If it wasn't for doing comedy
trying
and
to-
promotion and all that shit, I wouldn't have any
Yeah,
of it.
yeah.
Because
I know. I,
get,
probably still would.
No,
I probably
no.
still would.
I probably still would
It
too.
doesn't affect me that much.
It doesn't affect
I rarely
me, but-
post anything.
I almost think I'd enjoy it more because I feel like I'd have less friends on there if it weren't for comedy. And
Yeah.
I could have
I also wouldn't
6
feel
people.
pressure to maybe do it.
Yeah.
I've been trying to tweet more over the past couple weeks, and I think I see the good part of like keeping your brain going. I see, but also at the same time, it's like I don't want to do that.
Well, what gets me is, I don't know, it just sucks me in to where I'm not even reading half the shit I'm looking at. I'm just scrolling. And I'm just wasting time.
Well,
just
most of it you don't want to read anyway.
Scrolling. Yeah, the
Yeah, but
majority
like, what
of it,
else
I
would
don't.
you do? Like that's the thing is like what
I
else
don't
would you
know,
do
man.
than that? There's
Probably
not much.
nothing, but I would at least have the potential to do something else, right?
No,
Isn't that how you have to look at it?
I don't think so.
Those are twist tops, Steve.
Boom.
Thank you. Make sure you keep that cap. We need to read them.
What's that one?
A
So-
hard day's work deserves a beer.
There you
So
go.
Coors Original Banquet Beer
sponsor of
sponsor-
Joe Kelly Van Chronicles.
Yeah,
Yeah, don't be
sponsor-
giving plugs, guys. Come
Oh,
on.
whoops, sorry. This one beer from where's it from? Golden, Colorado.
It's called Cures.
Yeah,
Cures
Here's what it ails you.
Cures Classic.
Yeah, underneath the bottle caps have inspirational quotes.
This one is inspirational.
What's it
says
say?
made with Rocky Mountain water.
Oh.
That's kind of cool. Though.
I'm gonna have to cut some of this shit out. You
The
guys
ones
fucked
I'm
it up. Way to
getting-
go.
The ones I'm getting.
cut some more shit. I didn't do it.
You guys are talking about public products.
I didn't do it.
I'm gonna give you this anyway.
What's that even
I
matter?
didn't say anything about a public product.
Sweat is the cologne of success.
Oh, yeah, that
Exactly.
one.
Yeah, I've already had that one.
Oh, it's repeats.
Yeah. And I got this one that
It's not,
says, "What you're made of matters."
What you're made of is matter. So how about that?
Oh, my
Boom,
God.
Neil deGrasse Tyson,
I can
special
neither
guest
be
on Van
creative.
Chronicles.
Hello, I'm Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Well,
How are you?
I got a mustache and a flat top haircut.
So if you notice about stars, they're bright as shit. Okay, have a nice night. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
You know what happens
over
when
here.
gas explodes? I don't really. Good stuff. He's great though.
He's fun.
He's the
A lot of
best.
fun. He's
Very
smart,
clever,
He's a
very
good
witty
guy.
guy. It's
Yeah.
fun.
charismatic.
Somebody was shitting all over Bill Nye recently. I can't remember who it was. It might have not even been
I've
somebody.
heard some people say like they've tried to discredit his scientistness.
Yeah. Someone said he's not a real scientist or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's like
He seems like he's doing all right.
he seems like a nice enough
Is
guy.
this
Yeah,
guy
it's
doing
like
this? Is it Beekman from Beekman's World that's shooting, just fucking heating him up? It's a different science guy that came on at the same time.
Beekman,
Beekman. B-E-A.
like Beaker, but
Man.
Beekman.
Yeah, Beekman's
That-
World.
That is a more clever name.
Beaker.
Well, I think it might have been.
Beekman.
Beekman is more clever.
I
than
mean, I don't know. I just
I don't know. Science guy that rhyme.
It's good for kids if you want to
Bill
play
Nye
it
the
in,
Science
in
Guy? Yeah,
classroom
that is pretty good.
videos. But it was always a good day when Bill Nye came on because you didn't have to do anything. You just had to watch a video in class.
I like watching videos in class.
That was the best. I liked watching 9/11 in class because I didn't
Oh,
have
yeah.
to do work.
I watched that.
That's a fact.
Well, sorry, I'm this old, but I was at my steady factory job.
Oh, you had to work all day, didn't you?
I was
in the
fifth grade.
I
I was
was
out there.
I was a freshman in high school. And we watched
Good time.
9/11 for 4 hours because I had a block class in world history,
Oh,
and we had a
it's-
substitute, and he didn't want to do shit, so he just put the TV on.
Fucking
It was
block
crazy.
classes.
Well, everyone like we didn't even know at the time the guy who was like a football coach. Ever was just running around the classrooms, barging in, turning TVs on, and telling teachers like he's like, "Hey, I'm sorry interrupting. You gotta watch this."
Have a mop bucket on his head. And they're coming for us. No!
But it was like the most like no one really got it until like you did, and you're like, oh, this isn't because at first I thought I was like it was like holy shit, a plane like a pilot fucked up. I was like that's a big mess up, but that's weird that a pilot messed up that bad. It wouldn't make any sense.
Being honest, I didn't care one bit.
You didn't
Like
care?
I didn't even think about it. No,
What?
there was a girl sitting in front of me, and she had a blue thong on, and I could see it sticking out from her pants. So that was just what I was about for those 4 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, we had like 2 hours or something like that, and then we had lunch, and I was just all about underwear. Like I wasn't thinking about shit at that point. I was
Jeez, you fucks weren't draft age like I was. I was 20 years
Well,
old.
that's us.
I was ready. I was like, well, I got to figure out what branch I'm going into as soon
Oh,
as they
Jesus.
start draft. Well, there was old men walking by me. I was working on the shipping dock of a window factory, so I hand loaded skyscraper windows into 53-foot trailers all day long. That's what I did. That was my existence, my very, very sad existence.
Shipping dock.
And there was like older guys, like old vets and shit, walking by being like, "Boy, you ready to go to war?" and all that stuff. And I was like, "Well, fuck, man." I was trying to hoping there was a lot at the end of the road before I have to start rethinking about going to the military.
There was a thing.
They were trying to bring you down.
That's happened though for real. I remember, not the day of, but probably the day after, and certainly the next couple of days, a big topic of conversation amongst me and all my friends. We were like, I think 11, was that we were definitely going to join the army.
Yeah,
like it was all we talked
about.
about.
There's a lot of people
that
did.
That was how that this was gonna happen. There's no way around it.
If they would have even muttered something,
that's weird though. That's like a thought.
No, but it's not though, because like growing up in the South, like the military is just a normalized thing. Like it's a normalized thing to do. I don't think I'm wrong, and I will Google it, but I think like still the vast majority of the people in the military come from the South. Like the people who volunteer.
I don't know if that's
I'll Google
total.
it because I've heard that, but I don't know.
Because it was like, because even in Michigan, it was like the same thing for me too. It was like, oh, the draft's we're all gonna go, we're gonna have to go, and fuck these people up.
Well,
for whatever
it wasn't
reason.
we have to. Yeah, it was like we have to go because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah,
it was never draft.
No,
Yeah.
But we're also the kids who's like,
oh, we thought it was like my buddy and I was like it's gonna be a draft thing, but it's
I
still
was
like
just
the
happened-
draft was being like the right thing to do.
I was lucky
With us, it
enough
was
to
like
be
it's-
just around 20 where I was just trying to figure out my life, but I had to work
Jesus.
that job. And I was starting to figure out that I was wanting to do more artsy shit and stuff like that, but I had this fallback plan that I remember that I wanted to have, which was I would, at the age of 25, if nothing's really going my way, I'm still working that goddamn factory and stuff, I'll just join something in the military. I'll go for 4 years, I'll get my GI Bill, I'll get out, I'll do something more, and by the time I'm like 30, my age now,
You'll be something.
I'll have a steady job, I'll have a steady life, I can get out of fucking East Tennessee, all that stuff. And then fucking Osama bin Laden had to fucking throw a monkey wrench right into all of that.
Allegedly, come on
sorry,
now, Lou. This is
allegedly.
the Van Chronicles.
I
People
forgot.
don't want to hear that bullshit.
Sorry.
Not on this podcast. I'll tell you
Dick
that much
Cheney-
right now.
Dick Cheney
hey,
fucking
come on now.
wrote
Might
a
not have
fucking
been more
Boeing-
like David Rockefeller, right?
David-
You know what I mean?
Dick Cheney and David Rockefeller rode a Boeing 747 jet like a goddamn pony in Tower 1.
We all know who it was. It was not Osama bin Laden. Who? No one.
we're pretty sure who it was. Yeah.
I don't know.
Is the Rockefellers?
No, I mean maybe like someone like them. Yeah, like I don't know.
Rich
The Bushes.
The Bushes. It could
Carlisle Group. Look it up. Google something
That is
for
true.
fuck's sake. Jesus, I can't do everything for
be. Well,
you.
regardless, I was going to have to go fight. And
I
then-
was mad
and
that-
then I didn't. And I'm very thankful. I'm very thankful for everybody who went in place of me.
Every sport practice got canceled except for football, and I had to practice
Yeah, you had to
football.
toughen up, man.
Yeah.
I just
It's no
wanted
time
to
to be
jack
taking
off.
breaks.
I was looking at that underwear for so long.
So you had to go practice football with a fucking raging boner?
It's raging. That wasn't any different than any other day. Those sexy boys.
Come on, fellas, let's go back and shower.
I had a gym teacher that would do that every fucking day, man.
Stare at y'all shower?
No, he'd go, does anybody want to take a shower? I got towels. Just like that, every single fucking day.
You look back on shit you laugh at the time, and you're like, "Was that guy fucked up?"
He was a drunk.
Yeah.
He would never get mad at me. I'd swear, and he'd like, "You can't swear," and I would just say, "I fucked up, sorry," or something like that.
I think about that when I was in middle school. Like,
But he was a fucking drunk. He always had a red nose, and like looking back at it, I didn't
yeah.
know that. But
Yeah.
somebody told me. I was like, "Yeah, his red nose." I was like, "Oh, I didn't know being a drunk made your nose red." But it's like, yeah, my grandpa's the same way. He was. He died a week ago.
oh
Don't care.
no, you don't care. Of course you don't.
Not really.
Why would you?
I don't.
I mean, you specifically, not most people.
Yeah. I haven't talked to him in a long time.
Oh, okay.
This
that's
is not that
different.
big of a deal.
That's different. Yeah.
This is not that big of a deal.
How old was he?
I don't know.
You don't even know.
No, not really.
Is your
Old.
grandma still
I'm
alive?
guessing 83.
Probably older than that.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
My grandma is, it's my mom's dad. My mom's mom is still alive, and so is my step grandma. He had a different wife.
Hey.
But yeah, I don't give a shit.
There's-
he fucking left my mom when she was like 13, 14.
Oh,
so
okay.
so
now
that's different.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, but
that's
then
totally
like
different.
then we'd go. He moved to Florida, and then like I guess when my sister and I were kids, my mom would try, be like, "Oh, we'll go to Florida like every Easter break," but then it just became a thing where we just stopped going because we weren't young anymore. But I haven't talked to him in years, so it's just not that big of a deal.
Okay, I get that.
Well, see, I had to think like
I don't really care that much.
my dad's dad died this year.
Yeah.
And I didn't really think I was gonna give a shit. But then you get to the funeral, if you do that whole thing, there is just something about it to where it's like, yeah, I didn't see him much. Like, we didn't speak that often. Like, once a year, maybe, we'd go down there. But it's like when you just see someone who, like, you do have memories with your whole life and that you see their body, like, there is something that happens, no matter how much you don't want to care.
Oh, yeah.
It's a weird fucking thing.
I don't even know if there's going to be a funeral. Because all I got was a text message from my sister. They said, Grandpa died, I thought you should know. Or something like that. And then she's like, he might be cremated. I don't know if there's going to be a funeral. And it's like, I'm not going to...
You can do both.
I'm not going to...
still have like a service.
But I'm not going to go to Florida for a fucking thing.
And if you said it's been a week ago,
A week or so,
the service has already happened.
Yeah. But nobody knows.
Whether they burnt him or not.
Yeah. And I tried to talk to... My mom called me. She's like, I don't know if you know. But I was like, yeah, I know. We don't have to talk about it because I just don't want to bring that shit up around her. You know? Sort of thing. It's like, we don't need to talk about that. Some things you just don't need to talk about.
Call your mom on the phone. Hey, Mom, I heard your dad is dead.
Yeah.
And how's the rest of your day?
Yeah. That's what I don't like about the idea of therapy. Because I feel like they pick and prod at shit. And sometimes it's like, you just don't need to talk about shit. You know? You just need to handle it yourself. Like this stranger that you pay $300 every week or whatever it is. I don't know how therapy works. But it doesn't, I don't know. They just seem like they pick and prod. They want you to bring up shit. And the idea is so you keep coming back, because it's a business, so you want to keep making more money. Yeah, so they want to pick at the scab and just keep opening that scab up. It's like, I got to let this scab heal on its own, sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know? So.
But also, talking about things and working them out instead of keeping them bottled up are very good.
Yeah, but I think that's what's important about having friends.
Sure.
I prefer friends over therapy all day, because then you can talk about, but I feel like a lot of people don't have good friends.
At least not friends that you confide in enough to really talk about something that salacious. Or, salacious is probably the wrong word, but, something big.
You know what that means? Salacious?
Salacious. It means, like, lurid. Like crazy, bad, weird things or something like that.
Well, I don't think people go through enough with other people. Like, go through, like, situations. And I think that's, like, the great thing about comedy and doing comedy with you guys and stuff like that is going through, like, these trenches together. It builds bonds, and like because you do shit together. You've been through something together, so it builds friendship. So it's like you feel like you can talk to people. When it's like, I don't think enough people do that.
I feel like everyone kind of does that, and I feel like that's why people who like work together in certain jobs. There's like a weird energy, a weird bond. Even if you don't like them, people you work with. It's a thing I say. It's always like if you ever have been on any end of this where you say like, hey, come hang out with my work friends, or else one of your friends says, hey, come hang out with my work friends, it's always shit for the person who doesn't work with those people.
Yep.
It's never good because you spend so much time, you don't even realize how much time you spend together.
And then there's like that whole vernacular, there's a whole language,
there's
everything between that group of people that an outsider can never get in unless they actually got a job with them or work with them.
And even then, if you were new, like, it takes time, you have to...
Yeah, absolutely.
And you have the same grievances, you have the same thing you want to happen next Monday. Like, next Monday, I hope this happens. And you're like, oh, that'd make a great Monday. Like, it's...
But maybe they don't have that... I mean, you've worked the closest thing out of the three of us to an office job when you worked in radio. And everything I've ever worked in has been factory, fucking bars, restaurants, shit like that, where it's all like high stress. Like everything's just like go, high stress. And then that's whenever you get off work and you can talk to each other, you have your inside jokes, you have, this and that. Is it like that? Like, say, more of a...
I didn't get that at offices, but like restaurants and stuff like that. There was some of that, but I don't know. The bonds felt differently. The bonds felt... I mean, we bitch about comedy, too, together.
Sure.
But I don't know. It just seemed more surface. But maybe it's just because that's what it was. It's a restaurant. How deep can a restaurant be?
Yeah. Well, I think maybe the difference is like, this is something we want to do versus something we have to do. So maybe there's like a different... Or the likelihood of you meeting someone that you're closer with when you're doing what you both want to do versus what you have to do. But I make great friends from work. Like, I still have... Like, some of the people I still hang out with the most, or I think to call, or, like, hang out with in Nashville, are people I met at a job I don't have anymore.
Yeah?
But, like, and it's not many, but a few.
See, that's where I'm really bad at.
I don't really have that either.
Yeah, I'd like to consider those people still friends, But sometimes whenever that job's gone, I think it cuts a bond in a way.
That's like 99%. I'm just saying, like, I'm really thinking like one guy I know, you know, where it's
Yeah.
like, for some reason.
You just said that. I
Well,
feel
no,
like the
I think
worst
there's more than
friend.
one. I think there's more than one.
There's just one.
There's one, yeah, specifically. But I don't know. I've definitely... Now, there are people from work that want to hang out that are terrible, and that's like a difficult thing to navigate.
The majority of people I hang out with from work, I genuinely like. I mean, and I honest to God like them. And of course, I've worked at that job for about, I guess, 5 years now.
Yeah.
So these people I have, and not only that, you gravitate towards more like-minded people or people you just kind of like being around regardless. So, and once a week, usually Sunday nights after work, after I work a long day shift in a bar, which is a weird fucking thing to say, and get off work, and we'll all just go, and it just blown off steam. And a lot of them like to do different types of drugs than I like to do.
Yeah.
So they're partying all night. I'll come in, get a buzz off some beer and liquor, get a ride home or whatever, you know, talk to some girls and just be out. But we all just bond up for a minute. We get all that shit off of us, talk to each other, you know, enjoy that moment in time. And then some of us don't even talk to each other for another complete 7 days. But then we experience that again.
Yeah.
I think it's a really cool, great thing.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the same thing us with
comedy,
open mics and stuff like that.
You like go, you
There's-
do some random show somewhere, and there's just somebody there, and it's like you fucking click, and then you don't see them again. Then 6 months later, they fucking pop up. There's a fucking I forget her last name, Allie. I don't know if I know how to say her last name, Allie Armini or something like that. But she was rolling through Nashville. Like one of the last shows I did at Zanny's before I left, and then fucking a couple weeks ago she popped up out here, and it was just fucking. And we just vibed, like it was just fun. It's just good people to hang around, and it was just very weird. It was like, oh, I know you, and it was like I know you too. But it's like, how do we know each other? And we started putting these pieces together, and it's like that's how we know each other. Like you were coming through, and I was leaving, and it's like we're here. But yeah, good people. So it's like the same thing, like work, and then you bitch about the same shit.
Absolutely, and there's just that common ground that I think is fantastic. It'll be one of the things, because I know eventually I'll have to quit the bar business. I have to quit it because it's
go into it.
What do you mean, just like quit work? Or do you, well, I probably should quit
The
drinking.
bar business in general, yeah, all
You guys
around.
could've
Do you mean
been-
all
He
around?
said the bar business, not the alcohol.
Yeah, not the drunk business.
Industry, not the...
I'll tell you right now,
Not the
if you guys could have heard me vomit today in that bathroom, considering that's the first
Oh,
time I've
Speaking of
man.
that, you guys want to do a shot of tequila?
We can.
Yeah, I
This has
wanna do
been-
a
I'll
very
get 'em
small
going.
one.
This has been-
very small one.
As far as like, because again, people, we've talked about this. I don't know if we have yet, but as far as like the South in Nashville and coming out to Seattle, people think they drink in Seattle. They don't know what the fuck drinking is in
No,
Seattle.
they have
Man.
no
They had
clue.
no fucking idea what drinking is.
It
and you
scares
guys
me.
coming out here, it's like, good God, I
Yeah.
remember what drinking is now.
Yeah.
It scares me. Like,
Can I say that we've done it up just a little bit more than we normally do,
Oh,
or at
man.
least for me, because I haven't been drinking that.
I feel like this has been business as usual
Well,
for
when-
Wagner and I.
Yeah.
when you were there, this was business as usual.
Yeah.
It was
we would do-
every fucking night.
I will
every
say,
night, man.
at least a
It was
couple
every
nights a week, I
Lord.
would do some dumb shit with y'all like
Yeah,
that.
Yeah,
And
we'd
then
have
I had
to. We'd have to. It was so fun. Back in Nashville, we'd like Wagner and I. We would just sit on that porch and drink whiskey, and just we wouldn't even do anything crazy, really. Like sometimes we would go out. I went to that fucking emo night with you because you know it's
That was great.
it was fun.
Which, by the way, I don't know if I'd go to those anymore because last time I went, I just got too turned off the music, and like now I like don't trust myself to go to emo nights anymore.
It was such a bizarre night, but it was fun. But we used to drink whiskey, and we'd have to pry Lewis to come and hang out. And then he come.
No,
hang
you
out
wouldn't have to
sometimes.
pry me to. Here's
No,
what-
but it was just the fact that we were doing it every
night,
fucking
yeah.
night.
Yeah.
That was it. That's what we talked about.
And there's a certain. Okay, can I say this? And I know
Every fucking night, man. Every night. We both had girlfriends, but we'd be on that porch drinking whiskey.
It
Then it's
really-
like, I
it really
guess I gotta
might.
go.
It
Oh
really
yeah, I'm
might.
sure it did mine too. I'm sure it did mine too.
Can I also say
God
this?
Damn it, man. It was-
Also say this. I'm still partially ashamed of how much I drink. So
Oh, I am.
So if I was drinking a large and I have to do the thing where I'm like, I'm not going to drink as much liquor now.
Oh, yeah.
But I would double
That
up
kind of
my
bullshit.
fucking beer intake. And next thing you know, it was just sloppy, and I didn't like myself while I was doing it.
Yeah.
And then you guys were like, let's go hang out and sit on a porch. And I was like, I'll just take myself by myself, if that's okay with you.
Well, there's the thing. There's the thing I noticed. I think it's a difference because like I'm ashamed of how much I drink too, and I've noticed something out here with the weed where it's like there's no shame in being high.
None.
And but I ran across multiple people, and I saw multiple people on stage tonight that were just like, I'm too high, and it's like, well, that's a problem. Like you're too high. Why is it okay? Like why do you think it's okay that you're too high?
It's the same thing.
Why is exactly? But there's a whole different deal.
It's because people handle it like bitches. That's what it is.
But it's just a whole different deal. Like I've noticed, just someone being number one. You live in a state where it's legal.
Yeah.
How are you still getting too high?
But it's just
you know
a different
what I mean?
thing.
Like,
it's the same thing in like Nashville. Where it's like, how are you getting too drunk?
Yeah,
This is what people do.
But the thing
here,
is,
man.
but at least maybe it's just me. But I would never just be like, I'm drunk.
Well, no,
You know what I mean?
I would never do.
bad.
I would never
I
do
try
that
to-
if I'm
I
too
try
high
to
too,
hide it,
though.
you know?
Yeah, because you're a gentleman, you're a savage, you're a warrior. That's what you do. You don't pull that bullshit and fucking cop out and go, I'm too drunk or I'm
exactly.
too high for this shit. Because people act like bitches. It's an easy way to cop out when
It's
you're
easy-
scared.
easy
to go,
way-
I'm too high. My
when you
shit's
fuck
not
up.
working.
Or not even
Yeah.
scared
Fuck
to go
off.
on.
Get the fuck out of here with that
Even while you're on
nonsense.
stage and you're kind of fucking eating shit, just be like, I'm too high to do this.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then it's like it's an
yeah.
easy excuse
Yeah.
for anything. It's an easy excuse. It's like oh, I didn't cheat on you. I was drunk. Sort of thing.
Oh, yeah,
It's the
exactly.
same
Yeah, it's something
fucking
that's-
bullshit.
yeah,
it's an
that's-
easy
yeah.
cop out. It's like,
It's
get the
nuts.
fuck out of my face with that shit. Handle your shit.
And there's also
I'm
a
too
certain
high. Get the fuck out of here.
well, there's also a certain thing that I think is true because it could be because of that. But you have, as a human being, you have to at a certain point sit and look at yourself and go, okay, man, like blame it on the booze, but that means you gotta stop drinking booze.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
like that's where okay, man, like
If
like,
it's the booze's fault, then
Exactly.
stop
Then
being around
stop.
the
well,
booze.
stop
I'll
doing
just
it.
slow down.
no,
Yeah.
it's possible.
That's the same
That's
thing.
my battle cry.
Yeah.
How many times like I've no shit a lot recently, a lot, had the thing of maybe I should not drink alcohol at all ever
Yeah.
because the whole slowing down, like I can go without it for a certain amount of time, but if I get 2 beers in me, I want 8 more.
You keep going. I do the same thing.
And I have proven time and time again that that's what I do.
Yeah. That was the thing. When I first left Michigan, I started drinking a little bit because I was like hanging out with my cousin and my sister's boyfriend. They were a little bit older.
So you weren't much of a drinker before that?
Not so much, no. And then I went to upstate New York with my buddy, or with the guy that I worked with, and he was like 30, and he was like, he'd polish off a bottle of red wine like it was nothing. So we started drinking a little bit, and then I went down to D.C., and it just being around him turned me off from drinking. So when I moved in my own place, like I was like a Nazi with drink. Like I wouldn't drink. I drank maybe twice. That second year I was in D.C., I think I went out once and had some liquor, and then one day, like a week before I left, I bought a 6-pack of Red Stripe and drank like 4. It was just like, but then starting to do comedy and shit, especially when you're first starting, you don't have anybody to talk to.
See, I was the opposite. I was the opposite,
Yeah.
of it, man.
Yeah, I know you were.
I did not start
you were
drinking.
straight shit.
I did not start drinking until my car blew up and you drive me around everywhere.
Yeah.
That's when I.
You
That's when I
had
started.
no
I
responsibility.
had nothing to do, and I was also kind of like for different reasons, like a shitty moment kind
Yeah.
of going on. And I remember because I've never drank. Like it was just a thing. And when my car blew up, and some point in the time of me before I got off work, there'd be a text message almost every day saying, "Hey, what's up?" And I know I could be like, "I'm getting off work," and you'd be like, "I'll come to the pub."
Come get you, pick you up.
And I'd
You
sit
be
down at
riding
happy
the mic.
hour, and that was the start of like every day,
Yeah.
3 beers before we leave the pub. You know, like just constant.
Yeah.
Because I still will not drive drunk. I still like that's one thing. And I'm not saying like I'm not past judgment on anyone who does it, but it's just I still can't.
It's a
do
bad
it.
thing.
Of course you aren't. You're here with us.
Yeah, no, I'm not. But
I'll go ahead and admit it. It's a bad thing that I
Yeah.
have done
I have-
way too much.
I did the drunk show tonight, and I'm here
I will wake
Every
up
time.
in the morning
always.
and call a Lyft. Like if I'm on my porch drinking until 5 and my alarm goes off at 9 and I wake up, I'm just like nope, and I just fucking hit the Lyft button. Like 'cause I just can't get over the anxiety of getting caught doing it.
Yeah, I
It's
like
definitely
so
not
many
worth it.
people I've known been busted, but that was the thing. Like the first weekend I did in Jackson with Monty Mitchell and Brad Hinderleiter. It was like they were both drunk and they were like, "We want Waffle House," and it was like, "I haven't had a DUI. You both have, so I guess I'm owed one." So it's like, "Let's go." So I just hopped in and
Yeah,
like,
it's good.
I know,
Can't
it's
do it,
so
man.
stupid. It's so fucking stupid, but
And
it's just like I don't know.
And it's the thing is like, and that is the one thing.
I didn't do that. That's a story.
But that's the one thing that'll keep me from drinking. That's the one thing. Like if I get
Yeah.
to a place and I realize I have to drive, I'm just like, well, can't do it tonight.
Yeah, that's the maturity that I've gotten somewhat.
I just love to drive too much.
But
I don't like to drive that
man.
much, but I really like to drink, and
Yeah.
I just weigh it out. A lot of times,
oh man, the South. I have not been near as drunk as out here as I have been in the South. When we was in
speaking of
Nashville.
which,
Like, just fucked up,
it's
man.
just different. It's a whole different.
It's a
standard.
different
That's what
culture, it's a
we're
different
talking about.
vibe.
wait, before we get into that, we have shots of tequila
Let's
in front
do
of
it.
us.
Here's a lime, Wagner. We'll do a lick.
I'll just go ahead and say, can I say this? Can I sound like a big hokey, dumb fucking radio guy?
Can you help it?
If you guys can take a joke, if you guys,
Stopped him in his tracks.
It was a joke. I'm joking.
it's fine.
I thought you said big hick. That's why I didn't know.
I said hokey.
Yeah,
Hokey.
I thought you were.
Well,
I thought you were
Joe,
going.
would you bring over my crying towel so I can
Yeah.
pat these tears
I
away?
thought you were going to the redneck thing. I didn't think you were going to
No,
something
not at
real.
all. I wasn't going to do a real cheers.
He was
I
going
was
to say
thinking-
something nice.
Okay, well that's.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I was
Okay.
going to say something
Okay.
if your listeners want to get on the same
We're gonna
level right now.
Take this back. We're going to
Sorry,
take for a moment.
take it back.
This is going to be a nice moment, everybody. We're going to take a break. We'll come right back. We're going to check in with our sponsors. We'll have a nice moment from Josh Lewis here on Joe Kelly's Van Chronicles. Give us a moment. Thanks for checking it out.
Hey everybody, this is Mick from Mick's Mystery Burgers. You know, the place that uses 100% never frozen mystery. Is it meat? Fuck no, it ain't meat. Do I know what it is? No. Do you know what it is? No. But you can get 2 of them for 98 fucking cents. They're cheap as shit, and you know we're open late, so you can get all drunk and fucked up and come on by and get 86 fucking mystery meat burgers for pennies on the dollar. And mystery fries. Are they potatoes? Fuck no, they ain't potatoes. What are they? It don't fucking matter. You can get a pound of them for 36 cents. Are they salty? Fuck yeah, they're salty. They're salty as shit. So you can get a gallon, a diet mystery soda for fucking 12 cents. A whole fucking gallon. What is it? I don't know. It's gonna rot your fucking stomach, and that's all that really matters. But what do you give a shit? You're drunk. It's 2:30 in the morning. You're hungry. And just this week, we got fucking fresh mystery ice cream. 2 scoops for 3 cents. What is it? Is there milk? Fuck no, there ain't milk. It's dog shit. What do you care? You're fucked up. You got nowhere to go. Come eat our shitty food. Mixed Mystery Burgers. We're open fucking whenever you show up. We don't care. Bring your money. Fuck off. I hope you die.
Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. We're going to have a nice moment with Josh Lewis. He has a toast or some bullshit he wants to do.
I can't wait to hear it.
Let's see what happens. We got Josh Wagner here, Josh Lewis, the Trash Boyz, ladies and gentlemen. And take it away, Lewis.
I'm really sorry that this got built up. I was just
Why?
going to say, if somebody's going to have a drink too, have a drink with us now.
My
That's the
podca-
only thing I was going to
my-
say.
My podcast is an afternoon podcast, so
Oh.
I
Oh,
like
it is?
Yeah, people listen to it in the daytime.
What if these shitheads are listening
I don't know
to
who
this?
listens to it, man. I have no
Maybe
idea.
I know a lot of people with fairly good jobs that work in cubicles are allowed to have headphones in,
Yeah.
so they could be doing great listening. To this
Well,
podcast.
and they
Maybe-
could also have
hey,
a bottle of fucking Kahlua
You
right
sip
there. They could pour in their coffee
Get
right
that
now.
little
in this.
airplane bottle out your pocket. Take a little swig out of it. Have some. Hey, you know what? You're 45. You're working in an office. We know you like Fireball. Take a little swig.
Speaking of swig,
That's right. Listen to my podcast. You're living through me.
You're doing bad.
that's good tequila, guys.
It is very good tequila. Let's talk about. We kind of brought it up. Let's talk about
Tequila.
drinking at work.
It's easy to do when you work at a restaurant.
It's so easy when we're at a bar. It becomes every. That's what he
Easiest
said.
thing.
He said earlier about getting out of the bar industry. I know we made like a joke about the alcoholism, but when you work in a bar, alcohol becomes so normal
It does.
that you can literally like. So you know you don't want to get caught by your management, but you don't feel bad about drinking.
No.
like while you're
And most of the time, they don't care anyway because they're going to be sort of doing the same thing.
yeah. I mean it's
And it's
so
blatant stealing. A lot of times, it's blatant. I'm just
Yeah.
stealing. Like I just straight up steal. And the job I have now, I don't at all. And I feel better at work because like I really look forward to getting off work to drink.
yeah.
You know?
I don't.
There have been like Have there ever been days where you work like a long shift, like an 8-hour shift or something like that, and you're like 4 hours in? I've done this. And then like somebody leaves the table and they're done for the day and they leave like half a beer and you go to the dish pit and instead of pouring it out, you drink that half a beer and it just makes the rest of the day go so much easier.
See, I just poured my own beer.
I work in classy joints where they don't like to do that, so you got to drink table
The
beer.
thing is, you're tasting. I'm allowed to taste whatever I want.
Yeah, you can taste. Yeah,
I
they
can-
let
I
you
can
taste.
because I have to. It's a customer
How are you going to
service.
sell that beer or that
Yeah.
fucking French aperitif if you don't have a little sip of it?
I just lie. I go, you like this? Are you stupid? You'll
You're-
like this.
Joe,
You ever been called on it?
Joe, you know what you're doing right there.
What?
You're missing out going to the bartender and go, what's that new beer or liquor taste like? And they'll give you a sample.
I know what I like. Most of the shit they bring in for like seasonal and shit, I don't like.
Yeah, I know.
I don't like a
We're talking
chocolate
about
beer.
drinking
I
to
don't
get a
like
buzz.
a
I
chocolate
don't give a
beer.
fuck about it.
I
like,
get high before work. I get high before an interview.
Really?
Yeah. I want to let them know what they're in for.
So,
So I get
okay.
high and I go to an
Well,
interview.
you're trying to tell me you're high right now?
Oh, nah, a little bit. I smoke weed, guys. Listen, I brought you all out to
What was-
Washington,
okay,
the great state
I
of
know,
Washington,
and we
D.C. to
smoked
let
weed and
you.
we did the-
I let you know I smoke weed,
did
guys.
the-
I wasn't like
You've
this in
changed so
Nashville.
much.
Now I smoke weed, man.
This is crazy.
God,
This is
I've
nuts.
taken mushrooms a couple of times.
When did you
feeling
start?
Smoking weed.
Just once I got out here. You guys,
Really?
Yeah.
What was it that drove you to it?
Climate change?
It was just like I don't know. I just didn't have a porch to get drunk on, and I was just I was jonesing, I was scratching, I was digging holes in my arms, and I was like, I better try this weed.
Digging holes in
Better,
your arms?
yeah, better try this weed stuff and see how it works out for me. You know what? No holes in my arms. Look at my arms.
They
Hole
look
free,
great.
hole free
They
since I
look
moved
wonderful.
out here.
They
I
are
used to-
very scarred in
used to
very
be a bunch of
hole-like
holes.
manners, but
Yeah,
I mean,
there's some weird.
there's no holes.
There's some weird marks.
That's because I got vitiligo.
Did you purposely scratch those swastikas in your arm, or is that just how it healed?
That's an homage.
That's the worst thing you
Monster what?
To Charles Manson.
Oh, okay, now it's better.
Yeah. Look at your game, girl.
That's an homage. That's awesome. Like, no. This is an homage to Hitler. I'm not doing it. I think it was cool.
This
No,
is a
yeah.
French word to
I'm just
Hitler.
trying to represent, dog.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Like, dude, I work 2 jobs. I don't got time to be.
And to
Nazi.
be honest with you, I just slipped and fell, and this is how it ended up.
What if that was Charles Manson whenever he carved that swastika into his
just
forehead?
fell down?
He was just like, man, I slipped in the shower, y'all. What's the big deal?
I had to zit. I just squeezed
I was
it.
watching all this zip porn on the internet, and I was like, well, I gotta pop this one, right?
And it just was there for a week, and I just kept picking it, and it ended up looking like this.
It's not my fault.
Anytime, never mind.
What?
Charles Manson.
No, I love talking about Charles Manson.
I bring him up too. I do too.
I was talking to someone about Manson. I was defending Manson not too long ago. I was
In
just
what way?
I was trying to argue with somebody, and like he said he wasn't important.
Oh,
But-
he
that's
was-
nonsense.
Oh,
Yeah,
he was
but no,
as important as
I
Yeah.
think there is a thing with like someone who commits to being crazy, and I think if you're looking at it, and I don't know for a fact, we never talked about it, but I think maybe why you like him is because he's just like everything's dumb,
Yeah.
like everything's nuts,
Yeah.
and you're mad at me, but you guys are just as fucking nuts as I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's what I like.
and then that's what I think is the only important message to take away from Manson is when he's just like, yeah, I'm crazy, but look what the fuck.
But
I'm
you
doing.
are too. Yeah. But look at what you guys are doing.
Exactly. Look,
Yeah.
look at the thing.
What have I really done? Sort
He
of
was
thing.
basically-
But look what you guys have done.
Yeah, look at everyone-
Look at what you've done to me
Look at
to prove
everyone
your
does.
point.
It's a thing. I know this may sound so fucking dumb.
No.
It may sound so stupid, but like just fact of the matter, Manson told people to kill people. That sucks. We all have smartphones that we forced children to dig the battery shit out of the ground.
Yeah.
Like and I think that's his point now.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was then, but I think that's
Yeah.
his point now, where he's like, okay, cool. Guess what? I don't got a cell phone in prison. Like I've told people to murder people. I'm not supporting child slavery.
Yeah.
Like,
His thing was like, yeah. How do you you can't protest cutting down trees with paper, and that's what people do. They hand out flyers and go, "Don't cut down trees." But it's like, how'd you make those flyers, man? They're fucking trees.
he was the epitome of how the baby boomers started out to the way they ended.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what I've always liked.
I
About
think
him, because he was like a gentle, more or less. He was just a guy that wanted to be more of an artist, play his guitar, fuck around,
Live
with
in the
girls,
desert, yeah.
eat fucking acid and shit. And then as things progressed, he got a little bit rotten inside. You know what I'm saying? And then as that happened, it went more and more off the rails. And you can also you can follow the '60s that way too. Innocence to Innocence Lost.
Yeah,
you know, all the way through. And that's the reason why I think he's probably the figurehead of the '60s in my mind.
It's a good face.
That's why
scary face. It's the Osama bin Laden of the '60s.
But basically, and not only that, he was everything that the '60s were, all wrapped into one.
And he
he was the Vietnam War on the inside his head.
Yeah.
He was the
That's
fucking
a good way to
Beatles.
put it. That's a real good way to put it.
He was the Beach Boys. All that. Yeah.
That's a real good
I'm
way
down
to put
with
it.
I'm, for lack of a better term, down with the whole serial killer culture just because I like being a nice person, I always have. I try not to be mean to people even when I really, really want to.
But you get it.
But at the same time, whenever I see people fucking snap, it's so fucking interesting.
Yeah, it's
so
fascinating.
I was like, do I have a screw?
Yeah.
Like, could a screw unwind in me? And then I become that?
And that's the Manson thing I think it's cool. Is if you go far enough down the track, it will. And I think that's the thing of Manson with the 60s or the 60s, 70s, whatever the fuck you want to call the hippie movement. Like I think that's the thing is like he is the poster child for why that shit was not sustainable. Like that is really what he is. He's like, if we keep taking these drugs and we keep doing this shit, eventually there's gonna be blood.
Yeah.
Like it's just gonna.
But there's
happen.
gonna be blood no matter what.
Yeah, but there is a difference. I understand that, but like there's a
molecular levels to bigger levels, right?
No, it's not even that. It's okay. So it is.
No, you're fine. Go pee.
It is really shitty when something we can all admit is shitty causes violence or death, right? Like that's bad. So if the police do something bad, if the military does something bad, it's still bad. But at the same time, we're like, okay, that's the system. When the thing that was trying to not be the system starts eating itself like that, that's double fucked. Like that's way worse because it doesn't have the structure to sustain at least.
But so you're saying like it becomes it's like the same outcome of the system,
but none of the benefits.
Yes. Okay, there it is.
So that's the deal. It's like it's like none of the benefits. So if you're that shitty and you're trying to overtake my system right now may be shitty, but I got food, I got water, I got paved streets.
Yeah, you're in the desert with nothing.
Exactly. And if you're already murdering people based off that, then this thing's fucked.
Yeah.
Because you have nothing to offer me.
That's good. But I just like I've watched like all of his interviews. I really have.
Dude,
I like to listen to people that have been
to
persecuted. You know, sort of thing, to hear what they have to say. And like in his mind, what he says is he never told anybody to kill anybody. There's a bunch of lost kids. They were looking for something, and they looked to him, and he might have said some shit that they interpreted some way, so they went and did some shit. But you know, it depends who you listen to. But it's like I always like to listen. I like to listen to people who are persecuted. Same thing with the Iceman Chronicles and all that shit. It was like, but that dude was a beast, and he just.
Are you talking about the Hitman guy?
Yeah, that fucking.
I think it was the Iceman guy.
That guy enjoyed it.
The
it's like I like
guy,
to listen to those people and hear what they have to say.
There's a thing with him also where it's like, that's what he was supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
That's the thing about him is like he was fucking good at it.
Yeah, he was.
So I know it's like bone chilling and shit.
He'd brag about it.
But
he'd brag about how good he was.
Here's the thing. He should have because he was great.
Yeah.
Also,
let him know.
Also, if the mob is putting a hit on you, you aren't living great. Like, let's be. I'm not saying his victims deserve to die, but if people are putting hits on you, like, what the fuck is your life? Yeah,
he was a contract killer.
Yeah, like what's your life at that point?
He wasn't doing it for fun. It was his job.
No,
it was
he
something
wasn't
he was good at.
driving down the street murder people. It's like a lot of people he killed probably would have been dead by other circumstances, whatever. Like, once again, I feel weird for defending him, but
it's true.
I think there's a difference in it. That's just the thing.
He went into a place looking for work, and they're like, "We might have some work for you." And then they called him and said, "Guess what? We have some work for you." And then he went and did the job,
and he was fantastic.
And he did great at it. And it's like, "Guess what? We got some more work for you now."
Yeah,
we got enough work for you to have a family and provide for that family. It's dirty jobs, it's dirty work, but it's like you're making a living.
Well, but we also
what else was he going to do?
We praise the soldier that can go and do that time and time again.
Exactly, it's a different soldier. It's a dirty soldier.
But
I'm
not saying either one.
Yeah, no, but
I mean, there's different ideals to this.
Wagner's gonna he's gonna level this out.
No, I'm not gonna level it out. I just think it's the same thing as like when you say the soldier, you say the police. Like, at least, like, once again, if it's your system doing the bad thing, it's a bad thing. But your system provides a certain amount of security.
Yeah.
So it's not as Like, it's not more okay, but it's not as, like, shaky as the mob or anyone else. It's just not as shaky of a system.
But it's more fun that way. I like the shakiness just because it's about the individual, you know. If somebody's taking a fucking chance. Somebody's taking a chance.
We have no being born where we were born when we were born. Like, if the idea that any of us really have a concept on individual effort being a part of your life is bullshit.
Yeah,
like it's absolute bullshit. Like it's because like we have already just our time period. Like we're born on the backs of so many people's works and this whole thing that they created, like down to the roads, to all the infrastructure, the way things are shipped, to the way the farmland's like been planted, like everything. Like there's really not a sense. I don't think it's right, no matter who you are or how you live in this country right now, to really claim that your individual effort is the majority of your existence, because it just isn't.
No, it's a community thing. Like you're working with people. I don't know.
I don't even think you're working with them. It's like they're just working. It's like even if you're someone who isn't, it's like, okay, how are you traveling from place to place? You know, like, okay, you don't go to a job and clock in and pay taxes. Where do you buy your food from? Like it's just impossible to attack like you're just off the grid.
Yeah, you got to be doing nothing.
You have to pretty much die or grow your own food somewhere. And even if you grow your own food somewhere, where did the land come from? Who let you do it? Like it's so entrenched.
Yeah, but okay. So what brought this up was the idea of the Iceman. He's still doing his own thing, but he's not doing his own thing. But he still is in comparison to like other people. I don't know.
No, it is, and it is the same thing. But the reason that argument isn't good is because it doesn't provide the same.
Why is that story exciting though?
Oh, it's exciting.
Why is it fun? Why is it exciting? Like, why does it seem like it's like it's the same fucking Scarface shit. It's like this is all the wrong things, but it's fucking inspirational.
That is accessible. Like that's the thing, is it is an accessible thing to do. It like. We see constantly, and it's the reason like people from like maybe harder backgrounds are more willing to commit crime, because it's like high risk, high reward.
Yeah,
and for some people, it's the only way you see high reward is for the high risk shit, and then maybe you're also good at it.
Yeah, you gotta spend money to make money.
Yeah.
You gotta take a risk to fucking get paid. Yeah, it's just fun. It's just fun. It's the idea that somebody's like a contract killer. Like there's people that are good at that. It's just a fun idea.
It is.
I know it's fucked up, but it's just a fun idea.
It's not fucked up, man. They were selling.
I agree.
It's a fun idea.
They were selling penny novels about Billy the Kid back in the day.
Yeah,
and he was a stone cold murderer.
It was always a thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's looked at that this way. It's something. Once again, it's not because you're a bad person that you like it, but the interest in something that is that dark, or that, say, opposite of what you would do in that situation.
Yeah.
It's so interesting. Because, like, I know for a fact right now, and I grew up in not the greatest of places, you know?
Johnson City, Tennessee, for all.
Not necessarily. Well, it was outside of Johnson City.
Oh, well, okay.
It was outside Hampton, straight out
Hampton, Tennessee.
And
ladies and gentlemen.
And people can say whatever about it, but, I mean, I just happened to grow up with a lot of people that were dabbling in drugs, a lot of people down and out and stuff like that, and some of them
nature of the beast. Even if you come to Seattle, it's the same thing, man.
Absolutely.
It's the same thing, but for some reason it's not viewed the same.
Yeah,
it's a different class.
Precisely.
Yeah.
But whenever you say you grew up in trailer parks and shit like that, and so and so's fucking,
and people go, ooh,
dealing fucking pills, whatever. It's everybody's like, oh no, you're disgusting, and and you go up in a different place and you might be selling weed, and everybody's like, no, that's okay.
Yeah.
Even though it's on the same level of illegalness, and that's stupid. Anyway,
at least you're trying.
But I'm just saying,
you're trying to make something.
But I'm just saying, coming out of that, I mean, there was a lot of opportunities for me to fucking turn heel at any moment. Like, I still have friends, quote unquote friends, that I never talk to anymore, that are spending long fucking sentences. They're a lot of things have went completely different for them than it did for me, just because I didn't want to be a part of that. But I'm still so fucking interested in somebody that does something fucking wrong. than somebody
Yeah.
that does something terrible.
The weird thing that I've noticed is like, because I was sort of into it as like a kid too, like younger and stuff, like growing up, like just that darker side of shit, just that like like Kurt Cobain's journals and shit like that. Like I read a bunch of shit, and it's like people look at you like you're fucked up, but it's like I'm not doing this shit. I'm not doing this. I'm just reading about it. But it's like people are like, "What's wrong with you?" And it's
I think it's something.
Nothing.
I'm not doing anything
I'm
fucking
interested in
wrong, man.
something.
Yeah, it's like these people are fucking better than they're more interesting than you. They got better stories than you.
Yeah.
So I'm fucking trying to figure
And
it out.
sorry that they might have went down a bad path.
Yeah.
But fuck.
But they got stories, and it's like you got nothing. And it's like, well, what's wrong with you? It's like I'm not doing the shit I'm reading about. I'm just reading about it because it's interesting.
I think it's if you take a second and think about like people's lives and about your life, and I think the beginning of it is you think about your life and you realize how much of it you do not control, and you realize how much how much of your personality you didn't control, to the point that even when you took the reins, those reins were something you didn't pick up. You know,
they were already there.
It was something that was there.
Yeah.
And then so I think it's like, I think the fascination of a serial killer, which I'm not super big into, but I understand it, or or like a heroin addict guitar player, is you're like, holy fuck, like he didn't pick that. Like he didn't like people look like he wanted to be that. He didn't want to be that. And a lot of it is like trying to read in between the lines of like in between that dark shit.
Yeah.
And just being like, is there any similarity between us? Like, can I learn from you in a way? Can you stop an impulse I have with drugs? You know, because I've definitely gone through different points in my life where certain amounts of my heroes have made me want to do drugs, and that same guy, when I'm older, I'm like, oh, that guy's telling you never to do drugs. Like it's a thing. I think it's like being obsessed with a person or a human being objectively, and realizing they didn't make all their choices, I didn't make all my choices. Maybe I can learn from that.
Yeah.
Like maybe there's something to that.
I learned so much in my life, not necessarily from doing something, but from watching other people.
You watch people.
Do
You
something.
gotta watch people.
Whether it be successful and very minimally successful, but more so failure.
Yeah.
Of just being like, I don't know.
That's
how
where
to
you
do
learn
this.
the most. Is you learn the most from other people's failures and your own.
Yeah.
It's like people. I don't think people nowadays watch enough. People don't pay attention to other people enough. It's everyone's fucking jibber jabbering and they want to be talking all the time and be the center of attention. But
exactly.
Like
Everybody wants to
watching
be the
people,
star.
Man. Yeah.
You know.
You
I think
learn
it's
from
always
people.
like, see, I have a slight problem with attributing any like base human trait to nowadays versus yesteryears.
Yeah.
Because I just don't believe in any of the base shit we talk about. I don't think it's changed. I don't think it's ever changed, and I don't think it ever will change.
What's the base shit?
So like,
what's the base shit?
So you said like not being observant.
Yeah.
So you aren't going to tell me people in the past learn from mistakes better than
Probably
now,
not.
because
No.
that isn't true.
I think in smaller groups they did. I think in smaller like communities, I think people did. Because you had less people that because
you also just had less options to fuck up.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I think that's a part of it. When you take it back a certain amount, you also you kind of lose it. If you take it back too far, you lose the thing.
Yeah.
Like if you're talking about modern society and the pitfalls, you have to have at least the structures of what we're dealing with.
Well, maybe it's not a nowadays thing, but maybe it's an always thing. But maybe the always thing is that people don't pay enough attention.
Exactly. No, I think
maybe it's just an always. It's an always constant that people are always looking. They're looking for somebody to give them the answers rather than trying to find the wrong answers. Because most of the time, you're going to find the wrong fucking answers.
Or maybe they pay like just enough attention, but they process it the wrong way. Like maybe they pay attention, but instead of learning from it, they judge or they put someone down and then. Instantly
that. I like that a lot. Rather than learning from it, they judge. Yeah, that's a good fucking thing, man.
Instead of saying
that's a good line.
Instead of saying I get that, they say I'm better than that.
Yeah,
and they never go through.
Yeah,
I think sometimes because the internet, because we have like a fucking floating library in our pocket at all times. Sometimes our eyes get too big. You know what I'm saying? So we see the whole world.
Your eyes are bigger than your belly.
Exactly.
My grandma used to say that to me all the time.
Exactly. That's exactly where I'm going with this. And sometimes you see a big picture, but you're not seeing like the small microcosm right in front of you.
Yeah.
And so next thing you know, you're instead of me talking to say you guys about an event that happened in my life today. Instead, I'm talking to you about the fucking CNN app, fucking bleeping in on my life, fucking with me, you know. And I'm like,
and that's not what it's about, man.
And I'm
that's
like, but
what
I
it's
can't
about.
change any of that. But what can I change is something that happened in my day.
You
know,
yeah.
and sometimes I think people get outside of that. I do think you need to be informed and you need to be worldly, but I don't think it needs to take over your whole life.
And I think if you notice, if you any kind of if you have social media, anything, or just know human beings, the people that get the most upset about the CNN headlines are the people with the saddest, most miserable, like I cannot dig myself out of this shit kind of life.
Sure.
Those are the people who get obsessed with that shit, who like just get righteously angry about stuff. And if you look on social media next, like if you ever see someone just flipping out about Trump, flipping out about something, look at them. Like, look at their profile picture. Look at how they're living.
Yeah.
I promise you don't want to be that person.
No.
You never look at that person like you're doing great.
Yeah.
It's always someone that cannot look at themselves.
No.
That
Unhappy
cannot even
people.
begin to fix themselves.
Very unhappy
so
people.
they just flip the fuck out about shit they can't control. Because it's real easy to be mad.
It's easy misdirection.
Yeah, it's easy to be able to just like shake your fist instead of just being like, hold on, no. My life sucks. This is stuff I can't
What am I
fix.
going to do? It's just,
And that's a point I know where it's, and really it's like, and not trying to like discredit anything, but I don't even know if I feel a value in being a worldly anymore. Or
no,
like,
I don't. I don't.
I just
Because
don't
I
know.
did. I did at one point in time when I was living in D.C. But the only reason I did is because I had nothing going on.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
I had nothing going on.
I had that when I was
man.
18, 19, 20, and I wasn't a real person yet, and I wanted a personality.
Yeah,
So I was
and I had nothing going on.
politics.
This is what it's at. And
Yeah, it was.
You guys don't know. You're living in old times. And it's
Yeah,
like,
it was so it. It was so.
Oh,
It's
do you-
so.
Who's the Attorney General? Do you know his name? I know his name.
Yeah,
And it's like, who the fuck
it
cares?
doesn't-
No one
that's-
fucking
that's-
cares,
that's what-
man.
That's what when people do that, when people will like discredit someone's argument, like they're like that person can't they name bills in the Constitution or whatever the fuck, and it's like, okay, does that mean what they're saying like like is it relevant? How does that mean what it's saying? Like because all you're doing when you do that, whenever you cite specific things about a government, is you're saying, well, the government has to exist,
Yeah.
and you're saying, well, okay, but in these rules, it has to exist.
Yeah.
And I'm not. If Ben Sawyer listens to this, I'm not gonna talk about. I'm not gonna talk about how we shouldn't have government. I'm not gonna do that because it's a bigger thing. But
Do you think we shouldn't have government?
I think it's inevitable that we don't.
That we don't?
It's inevitable.
Oh, go on though.
No,
I
I'm
like
not
it. I
doing
like
it.
the
I'm not
idea.
doing it.
Why not?
I've done
Why
it
not?
so much.
Why not?
I've
But
gotten-
not on Joe Kelly's Van Chronicles.
I've gotten drunk so much and shot my mouth off.
No,
by
go
work.
for it.
Well,
Why?
first-
Why is it inevitable? The government won't exist.
I think it's.
I
Inevitable.
like the idea.
I think it's inevitable because of the internet, and because we can talk to people now. I think no matter what you believe about the world, not even what you believe. Statistically, we know that the government is always like 1% or less than 1% of the entire population.
And we all know they lie.
And we all know,
Constantly.
well, but at a certain point in time, they know that. So we'll just say, like, statistically, it's always a minority.
Okay.
And I think of most, this is not as true as that. I think most people look through history and they go, okay, they did not have the minority's best point of view in mind.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't really for them. And I just see a point to where it's like, we are so connected and so in with other people that we can just talk to other countries and other states. Like, the people can just be like, hey, what's up? You know, like, and it would never happen. Like,
What up, France?
Yes.
How you living today?
could you imagine, like before
That's-
before it got like really really terrible, and this might be dumb, but before it got really really terrible, if people in America could have just like FaceTime people in Germany or gone on the internet, like, hey, are you mad at us? And they're like, no, man, I'm trying to go to work and just fuck. And like, yeah, we're trying to do that too. And it's like, okay, so we're not doing this war thing, like,
Yeah, what's really going on?
yeah, but because the whole thing, like the reason it was powerful, especially a lot of it came from, hey guys, I don't know if you know this, but the Russians, they're gonna blow us up, and you had no way to know.
And
You had no,
that's even happening now.
yeah, you had no way
People
to.
still are buying into that shit now.
Can I tell you right now, it's totally already happening. But
The Russians are
what's
blowing
that
us
have
up?
to do with government?
The Russians are blowing us up?
No. I mean, people talking to each other.
Yeah, it's the thing is, I think
Whenever we
But it's the
first
fact
tried to
that-
attack Syria, whenever Obama was in office,
yeah,
like people had a major outcry to be like, we were already mired down by 2 fucking wars that the majority of the population now is totally against, and now you're trying to march into Syria. Let's not fucking do this. So they didn't, And it wasn't until Trump got into office that he started shooting fucking rockets over there and being like,
I
blowing
thought
up
Obama was
Moabs
bombing Syria too. though.
Obama was
With
guns,
drones.
like that shit. But
with
Yeah.
drones and shit
Yeah.
like that. But he
Yeah.
wanted to put boots on the ground and just fucking
Here's the-
stop it.
Ugh.
Which, now in hindsight, might have been a little bit better. But but still, yeah, people were so fed up with war that they didn't do it anymore. And because of maybe not social media, but the internet and stuff like that, they could voice that opinion. His approval
and
rating
they
goes
did.
down, so
And
he
they voiced
fucking
it
jumps
period.
back.
But I think it's something, and like I said, the reason I didn't want to even bring it up ever is because it always leads to a point where I'm like, okay, yeah, okay, fine. But I think it doesn't make any sense in my mind, the way technology is going and how connected we're all going to be, that we're really going to need one dude to be like, yeah, all the people said this. We'll just be like, no, we all talked to it.
We all know
Yeah,
what
they didn't
we
say
said,
that.
yeah.
They didn't say that.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. I think
we
as
almost kind
long
of agree.
as there are people that don't want to get along, as long as people want to fight with each other,
Yeah.
we need one central leader.
But those
we
things
need,
are
maybe
those
not
things are
one central
changing
leader.
so rapidly. Like,
Are they?
Yeah,
Did we
it's
not
changing.
just go back in time with this? with
no,
what's going
no,
on right now?
No, we didn't go back in time with anything. Like, it's changing. Like, it's
So
it's,
that
it's
whenever
all it's all still progressing. It's all still progressing. It's also
Yeah.
getting better. It is still the safest time to ever live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still see a lot of
But-
regression, though. I see tons.
I feel like I like I like the idea that there's no government, that people can get along, but you're still. I feel like that's a view of like technology. Like technology gets so good, but you still
Yeah.
have to think about the fact that human beings are fucking. Most of them are animals. They're monkeys. They just want to follow.
Yeah, but
So then it's popular opinion at that point.
Okay,
to
yeah,
get
and
people
also
to think what they
exactly.
want. So then
No.
it's like. So then you can.
I
have,
agree.
Even if you don't have government, but then you have two fucking people on the internet. Then you just have the same thing. You have Democrats and
I
Republicans
understand.
that are just on the internet.
Absolutely.
I
And it's
understand.
fucking
Yeah.
jack off
Yeah.
at YouTube and it's fucking finger bang.
Yeah, and the thing is, what I
Drug.
what I want people to.
That's whenever it comes out the best.
If there's anything anyone could take away from this podcast, in my opinion, is I am more than willing to at any point say we're all fucked, nothing matters.
Oh, it's so fun.
However, that's not a conversation. That's not a
No,
long
no, no,
conversation.
no. That's
You're
a,
like-
that's a fine conversation. I was talking to a friend of mine, and she was upset, and she was just like, she was talking about the life, and there's no point to life and stuff like that, and it was like, to me, it's like that's the beauty of it. And it was like, because like the point, there is no point, so you can make it whatever you want, you know. And then I sent her like a song or like a picture or something like that. She's like, "What's the point of this?" And it's like, it's whatever you take away from it.
Yeah, and
That's the beautiful thing of it. Is there is no point. There's no point to life. There is no point. There's no point at all.
Right.
There's none.
And it's-
so it's whatever you do with it. That's
And-
the point, man. So
and-
make it good. Make it fucking good.
That's the thing. Is that I think it's like a big testament to people. Is like if someone ever says I'm not doing this because there's no point, it's like you're just a lazy fuck.
Yeah.
You're just a lazy fuck who read two
Put
more
the
books
effort into it. Make
than
it
anyone
good,
else.
man.
And it doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
And it doesn't
so
matter,
make
but
it
who
good.
cares?
So make
Yeah,
it
who
good
could ever
while you
care?
can. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters.
But
so
you still
it's
have
like,
to be in it if you don't want to fucking,
But
hang
if-
yourself or
Yeah.
fucking blow your brains out or
So
something.
make it.
So if you're going to be
so
in it,
make
yeah.
it good.
Be in it.
Make it good because
Make
you
it
want it
somewhat
to be
enjoyable.
Yeah,
I
don't
mean,
fuck people. Too many
It
people
can't be
dwell.
enjoyable all the
You
fucking
can't
time.
stay in bed all fucking day. You can't do that. You got to get up. You got to
Joe, I'll
get going.
take you back on that one. You can stay in
You
bed.
can't though.
And it
but
is- it is good.
it is good, but it's not.
It is
It's
good.
not good enough, man.
I
You could
feel
be
it.
doing more. You can make more out of it. I
be
don't
fairly
like it.
content with it.
You get up. You get going. You got to do it. You got to do something.
Yeah, that's the
It's
thing
a
is,
waste,
And,
though.
and,
It's
and,
a
and the thing
waste.
is, I don't think you got to do something. I don't even interested in convince people to do something. Like it doesn't matter to me. What I convince people is to not be conflicted in their beliefs. So if you are buying into the don't do shit and you want to lay in bed, just make sure you mean it. That's my biggest, because if you mean it, then fucking mean it, and you're fine.
Right?
Yeah,
You're
some
totally-
people
you're
feel
totally
real
fine.
good about laying in bed.
Yeah.
But most people I know that lay in bed all day don't feel good.
Yeah,
about
I know,
it.
but some people do. Like
Some
you know,
people do.
if you feel good laying in bed,
Yeah.
if you feel good, doing anything.
But if you don't
But if
feel
you really
good,
mean it, if you really mean it,
mean what you do.
you have to mean it because
Yeah.
you're gonna get down a certain road where you can't turn back and be like, I've laid in bed too long, and then
Yeah.
and then you're sad forever.
I just feel like I can't not. I left Maui to try and do something, so I can't not do something. Because if I wanted to not do anything, I would have stayed on Maui.
Yeah.
But I want to do something. So in my
Well, it's-
mind,
it's-
there's always that in the back of my mind. It's like, I got to keep doing something. Because if not, I would have been set. I was fine. I was perfect where I was. But I wanted to do something.
Right, and that's a drive that some people have, and I think it's I'm not saying you are, but the idea that everyone has that drive is not true.
I know, and I get lost in that
It
too.
just
Though
isn't,
I get
and-
lost, man, because I feel like why don't people have that?
But I feel like
Why don't they?
But I feel like it's a thing to, like, not necessarily it's important to learn, but I feel like it's good to try to understand that and be
definitely.
with it, and be
Is
fine
that
with it.
empathy? That's empathy.
That would be sympathy if you don't.
Okay,
have
I get
it.
sympathy
Yeah,
and
if
empathy
you don't.
mixed up.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
So sympathy is understanding what someone's going through. Empathy is having gone through it yourself.
Okay,
So
isn't it just a different level of understanding?
well, not necessarily. It's just different. So the thing is like your mom dies. My mom never has. I go, that sucks. I'm sorry.
I can imagine what that
Yeah.
would feel
Yeah,
like.
that's-
When my
yeah.
mom dies, I'll feel bad.
Right.
But then if you go, my mom has died.
And
So, shit.
And it is kind of, because I can be like, hey, here's what I
Here's
did.
what helped
Here's
me
how
or
it kind of
whatever.
goes.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
And I think I do, because of that, have a pretty large amount of empathy for people who don't do shit, because I've been there, and I definitely
Yeah,
might go
I do
back,
too.
You know what
I
I
do
mean?
too.
Like, because it's definitely kind of where I'm drawn towards.
I have an anger. I have an anger towards people. So it's almost like that dad that didn't get to do shit in his life and then see somebody else not
Yeah.
doing shit. Like, like the dad that walks in and be like, you're just going to fucking sit in your room all day?
Yeah.
one
I get
of
that
those
way with you
types.
guys.
Yeah, as you should.
Yeah. For
real.
As you should.
I really do.
I don't get mad at anyone anymore for that shit.
I don't
just-
get
just
too
don't.
mad. I just get frustrated.
I
man.
don't. Because it's just wanting someone to be what maybe they're not, and that's.
But
it's
the
a
idea,
crazy thing to
the
want.
idea is to want with your friends. Like I see my friends and I want them to be happy, and I've seen them happy, and I know what they've done to make themselves happy. And then when they don't do that, it hurts. It hurts my heart.
No, I get it.
You know,
I
because it's
get
like,
it,
oh
but-
man, I've seen you doing your thing to be happy, and now you're not doing it.
But-
It hurts.
But there can also be something else where it's like you saw someone happy once, and maybe they were happy in that moment, and then maybe at a certain moment they realized it wasn't making them happy, and you have to.
But
You have to accept
then they don't. They're not finding the next thing that makes them happy,
It's all the navigation of roadblocks.
and that's
really.
fucking hurtful.
Yeah, that's-
Yeah,
I
I know. It's a fucking thing, but it's just like I don't know. I don't know.
It's just a strange thing to figure out, like what makes someone else happy.
Yeah, it does.
It's a
It
weird
does.
thing, and there are also some things which aren't true that maybe we're not willing to admit. Which is just like like what if I did get a job in an office? It's like, hey Joe, I'm happy. Would you believe
Yeah.
me? Like, are you ready to believe that?
Yeah,
You know what
I don't
mean?
know.
Like,
I don't know if I know what makes people happy, but I just want people to figure out what makes them happy. You know what I mean? I just want people to be happy, but I don't want anything. I don't want to have that influence to where it's like, oh, you got to be happy or something like that. I just want people to find out what makes them happy,
See,
and then
I
they
don't
just
even
do
think
it.
it's a
Because
thing.
some
I don't
people
think it's a thing
fucking
that
put
makes you happy.
shingles.
I don't think it's a thing. I think it's a certain state of mind and a certain understanding.
Yeah, I think that too.
and maybe that leads you to want to do a thing.
Yeah,
But it's just like the idea that so there's it's a popular thing to be like, you want to be happy, you create, you own your own business. But it's like, guess what? There are people who are perfectly fucking happy.
yeah,
Working 9 to 5s.
Yeah.
And they are, and you can't tell them they aren't.
Yeah.
You can't tell them they want to make pots in the desert. They fucking don't. Like that they're happy coming home to their dog. And even this, I'm worried. It sounds condescending, but I'm not trying to be. Come in with their dog, watch their TV shows. Hey man, they got a potluck dinner at the church in 2 weeks. They're excited.
Yeah.
Because they're making a dish. And they are legitimately happy. And I think it's a big flaw that certain people who I feel like are like-minded with us or like more like-minded will be like that. They're not happy.
Yeah, and then they get on Facebook and we fucking hate hearing from them.
yeah. but at the same time, it's not a constant thing. Happiness is not constant, so you're not happy all the time.
No.
So it's like even when they get on Facebook, they're just trying to express this moment of happiness because really, what they're probably doing is they're feeling sad, so they want to try and put this fucking thing out to just try and make themselves feel better. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's just the whole the social media thing is. Like I said, I don't know how much I'll say it's changed things. I think it may always been the same. I think Facebook was the salon or the barbershop or the bar or the soda parlor. Like, I don't know if it's changed that much.
Yeah.
But there's just a deal with which it's like maybe it's not perfect, but I don't think there's anything completely wrong with someone just like wanting affirmation from people around them that they're doing something.
Yeah,
good.
but then it
Like, that's
becomes,
just-
but then you become a junkie for it, and that's when it
But-
See,
becomes
that's
like
the
a
problem.
thing.
But as someone who wants to get on stage 5-6 nights a week,
Yeah, I
and
know.
ask people, I mean,
But
I know.
you have to leave your house.
we
to
can
do
all
that.
fuck off, you know. I mean,
No, but it's still it's the same thing. It's still,
Well, you
it's
have
still,
to at least get around other people
Okay.
to talk.
Well,
And
someone's
now
being
you
an
don't
author.
even have to leave the house and be like, "This is
Someone
how
wants to be an
I
author,
feel."
though. Someone wants to be an author and wants to sell 1 million books, and they sit and they just type it and they email it out.
How's
Yeah,
that?
I don't.
it's not. It's all the same. It's all.
I
It's all
think
still
it's-
like sort of
Yeah, I think it's totally the same.
As far as
junkie-ish
the interaction
behavior.
thing.
Well, interaction's good, but you don't need it. Like
As a
like,
human,
human interaction is good. Some people don't need it at all. Some people get by fine. But it's like we need it. We use it. But at the same time, it's like as far as the open mic scene, as far as going to Nashville, how much interaction do you fucking like in the thing that you're doing? You don't like much of it. It's like open mics. It's like that's what we're doing. It's like you don't want to
Yeah.
interact with that shit. You know,
not constantly.
not all the time. No, it's a fucking burnout.
I'll tell you right now, I would like it a lot more if I didn't have to do it as much as I have to now.
But you don't have to. You just gotta go, man. You just
I
gotta
know.
go somewhere else, and you don't have to do it as much because you're good.
Dude.
You're fucking good, man. You're
thank
solid. All you gotta do is go. You just gotta be good somewhere else, you know.
Yeah.
And then it's a stepping stone. You find someplace a little bit bigger than Nashville, and you go, "Here I am. Whatever you want to do with me." And people go, "Okay, you're good." And then it's just, you know, if you stay anywhere too long, you're gonna get burnt out. That's what I found out. That's what
Yeah.
I feel like, and I feel like that's most people. Most people.
Well, until you find your landing spot, and it may just be
And even then.
and it could possibly just be the personality of people like us that they just never really find home.
Yeah,
So
that's
they-
how
they-
I
so they
am.
buzz
That's how
around.
I am, and I try to. I feel like I try to project myself and try and think people are the same way. And it's like, oh, people would be happier if they did this or they did that. And it's like, because that's the things that make me happy. But it's like, if I stay grounded too long, I get burnt out, man. I just do.
Yeah,
I just
some people
do.
have the
that.
exact opposite.
I know,
exact
I know,
opposite thing.
and they have. People are terrified of moving. It's like that would wreck their world. It's like that's
You-
fine
you would never be
too.
the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, and who cares?
See,
Yeah.
the next level for me, or maybe not the next level, but just that happy place, that happy medium that certain people find, to me would be able to have a home base somewhere, just a home base, and then just travel, and come back to that home base and be like, oh, thank God this is still here.
Yeah, well, you
That I
can
have
have
this,
that.
and then you can like stay for a couple weeks or month, 3 months, 6.
But at the same
however many-
time, in that aspect, and the fact that you're like, I want to travel around for 3 months, and then I want to have a place to come back to for a month, and then I want to travel again. You have to make so much money to do that.
yeah, I know.
So the idea is make the place that you want to come back to the place you travel with,
Yeah, well, but
Yeah.
but it's
and
but
then
it's,
they
it's
don't have
also
to
a
make as
thing,
much
too.
money.
It's also a deal that like they're trying to imagine what you want before you have it is a weird, like, it's a weird deal. It's very strange.
Yeah,
like
visualize an attack sort of thing.
because
The fucking Waterboy shit.
because like there's a thing where it's like now, and I've said the same thing a lot, but now in your head you're like, I want to do this. But if you're traveling all the time, maybe you don't. Maybe you don't want to come back. Maybe coming back's a burden. Or if you like where you come back to so much, maybe traveling's a burden at that
Yeah.
point. Like,
Yeah.
it's impossible to know.
It's better to evolve as you go. Play it by ear. Fucking everything is,
Yeah.
for lack of a better term, for a comedy term.
With
is a
what we're
riff.
doing, yeah.
Yeah, just straight up riff it as you go, and then
With-
build
with
it that
everything.
way just to figure out how you're going to do it. Because, I mean, as many guys that you see succeed with a plan, you see many more that just go, I like doing this
You
one thing.
evolve. You just go
and
with
I
the
just kinda
flow, and you
flow
figure
with
it out.
yeah.
You adapt. You
That's-
adapt. That's part of what humans are. They adapt. They
Yeah.
fucking go along with things. You have to, and not enough people adapt.
And I made it ridiculously far in my life with having no clue of what I should do.
Yeah.
You know, I always knew I should do something, but I didn't know, so I tried several different things.
And even
this
with-
is what I think I should do.
Yeah, and so
I think
was
it's what
gonna,
I'm
that's
meant
what I was
for.
going to bring up is like like there's a point in my life when I was like, I will be a stand-up comedian. I will be that in 10 years. Now I'm like, I will do it as long as I fucking enjoy it. And if I don't, and it's the point where I don't, I'm not going to be nailed to a job that doesn't pay necessarily. You know?
Yeah.
I'm not going to,
Yeah.
doesn't do that. And it's so it's like, I have no plans to not ever do it right now. But in 5 years, if like a different opportunity popped up, some kind of different other outlet, and I really was like, I'm in a point in my life where it's like, yeah, I want to do this.
Yeah.
Like this kind of
Sure.
came from that, or
Yeah.
didn't even.
Yeah.
But I want to do this now. Then I'm down. Like
Yeah.
I'm fucking down.
That's what The
I'm-
Rock did. The Rock in wrestling and shit like that. It was like I kind of want to be an actor, and then the door opened for him to be an actor. And he's like, you know what? I think I like this a little bit better than what I was doing.
Exactly.
But it's sort of similar to what I was doing, but it's not. It's a little bit. I don't have to pay those hard knocks anymore. I already paid them, so it's like, yeah. As far as comedy goes, that's the thing. It's like there are people who come to open mics, and it's like they're fans of comedy, but it's like how big of are you a fan of stand up? Because this is what stand up is. It's like you like comedy.
What kind of stand up do you like?
Yeah, or do you just like comedy?
Yeah.
Just like funny things? Do you like sketches?
Right.
Like it's like yeah, I love comedy. It's like, but do you love stand up? Because this is what. It's not that. It's kind of. It's. I don't think it's what you think it is.
No, I don't. No,
Especially on an open mic.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my goodness.
And no one knows what it is, but I think it just maybe for I think it's like. Well, once again, we talked about the same thing of like viewing certain things as romantic. So, like, you're an artist, you're a romantic. You're a comic, you're a musician, you're a man.
Yeah.
But I think the idea that you don't get tied down by those things too. Like I think it's strange that we view the two statements of I will play in a band until I die, or I will work in a factory until I die. Like those are the same fucking statements.
Yeah.
That's the exact same
Yeah.
shit. Because you're saying I'm done growing, I'm done doing new shit. And just because you're playing different songs, that doesn't change it. Like, you're still doing that thing. You have to be willing to be like, yeah, at some point, I might want to do something else.
Yeah.
It might be what I want to do, because
Yeah.
I'm not done.
Yeah. Yeah,
spent
my
the
options
whole-
are open, man. Somebody, like, I went to Oregon a couple weeks ago, or a few weeks ago, it was whatever, and someone was like, what are you trying to do with comedy? It was like, I don't know. It's like, what do you want to do? It's like, I don't know. I want to do all these things, but it's like, I'm not too sure. And like,
yeah,
and
I
she
do-
was
I
like
do
sure
a
of
billion
what she
things.
wanted to do, and it's like, I don't.
I do.
Sometimes that makes me jealous. It makes me jealous sometimes
I don't think
of
so.
somebody that knew what they're supposed to
Those
do.
people
from
aren't
the
that
time they
happy
shot
though,
out.
man. The
If it
people
works
who are
out-
sure and
if
are
it works
certain,
out,
they
for
aren't
some
that
people-
happy
Some
though.
people it works out for, man.
Certain ones. I mean, it's all case
The
sensitive.
luck of the draw.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's a
I mean,
lot of
I'm-
luck involved
I'm-
with
I-
everything in life, man.
Ain't that.
Life is a lot of luck.
I'm willing to right now. Like, if in 20 years, if me doing comedy makes me a great car salesman, and I just fucking do that and have a family or don't, or just have a more centralized life, then guess what? It all worked out.
Yeah, it makes you more
If I-
personable. and then you can go in.
if I'm happy doing it, if that's where it leads me,
Yeah.
then I don't give a fuck. I don't care, and I won't feel bad about it. And like I won't look down on it as anything.
What I think is great about this day is we all woke up around the same time in this apartment. We had a breakfast. We had a breakfast that was pretty tasty.
Very tasty. Made
Very
you
tasty.
puke, but it was tasty.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, you did.
well, like I said, that could be a mixture of several different things.
Lewis can't handle fake meat.
Soy chorizo, lots of my guts
It was
up.
like,
And we watched.
I don't want my breakfast to support abortions.
Fake meat and some sauteed onions. And Lewis,
Yeah.
Lewis
Done.
was done.
But we watched American Gladiators.
Oh man, we did. We had a good day.
Watched all the old school American Gladiators, a bunch of episodes of that. We made little songs. We did sketches, just singing around, fucking
Yeah,
off.
being silly.
We did jack shit nothing, but it was great.
Those
Wait,
moments,
wait,
yeah,
wait.
the journey along. It's the journey along the way.
Went to a weed store. I vomited the most violent vomit that I've had in so long.
Not
That
because of the weed store.
Not because of
But
the weed store at all.
and we went to a casino.
We did.
We went to a casino
LA.
recently. We went and did comedy, all three of us, different places at different times. And we did all this lighthearted stuff just to come back and be like, turn on this recorder. We're all kind of drunk.
Yeah.
So we're
doing
going
a
to get something
podcast.
out here. We're going to get something out here. And we had some of the most serious conversations after that.
No,
and it's so weird because
We've had these conversations.
we've had
just
this
don't notice
conversation
it. We don't
several-
notice
It's
it. We've
nothing
had it a
new, man.
billion
This is what we
times.
A
do,
billion times.
man. We have to.
It's going to be very weird
It's hard for
to
me to do
somebody.
this. That's why I'm going to try tequila. That's why I do this is drunk, because otherwise I can't do it into this thing.
But yeah,
By the way, also, it's people that are going to, like, maybe fans of us talking on stage or whatever, are going to be like, oh, these guys, let's check this out. This is going to be a real chuckle fest. And then next thing you know, we're like getting deep and serious, which is totally fine. I'm just
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
the
it doesn't
dichotomy
matter.
of such is also pertaining to, a person that wants to paint pictures their whole life, and then one day when they're 37, just go, you know what? I just kind of like watching TV.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I'm not even beaten down by it.
Because most of
I
the
just want to watch TV. I just want
Because to be honest, most of the time I don't get to talk to people about this shit. And it's like you guys I get to. It's like usually it's me sitting by myself and rambling about the same things and just trying to decipher these ideas and shit and this confusion that I'm trying to figure out in life. But with you guys I can talk about it, and you guys are kind of in the same boat where it's like, yeah, I get this, but I also get this too, and it's like the thing that I believe, I also see the conflicting point, so I don't know what to believe.
Yeah. I wasn't busting the balls of this at all.
No, I'm just saying. No. That's what
and
I'm agreeing with you. It's like
that
that's what I just like. I just
everything,
like. I don't care. I don't care. I don't give a fuck.
There's the thing I
Don't
told you
listen.
that when you left, because we did it every night, and I was used to drinking that much every night with you though. And like where we would maybe disagree, but talk about it civilly.
Yeah.
And then I'd go out to bars and be well, Joe's not here, and drink that hard and be around other people, and just I said mean shit to people. Like I've just been like, I can't fucking handle this.
Yeah.
Because but I thought I was like, I can drink as much as I want and be fine.
Yeah.
Because it was just us on a porch. Like it was just it was this enclosed environment.
It's the same thing, and then you go on and you're like,
and
I'm
then
hurting
you
people's
introduced me to
feelings.
other people, and I was like, these people fucking suck. Like I'm just angry.
And their feelings are getting hurt all of a sudden, and it's like, no, this isn't what it's supposed to
you
be,
don't understand.
man. No.
You're supposed to be able to say that.
Yeah,
You're supposed to be able
exactly.
to say that to you, and then you come back equally as hard.
Yeah, exactly. Or with a different point of view or anything.
Or it's not even like a hard thing. It's not like a challenge thing. It's
Yeah,
like I'm
like-
just trying to be honest with you.
I'm not trying to make fun of you. I'm
No.
just saying you're full of shit. Like,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
this is not a judgment.
It's a
just,
bullshit thing you're
full of
saying.
shit.
Yeah.
Like,
One of the best worst things I've ever found out about myself is that I'm such a negative person that somebody. Okay, so the Lyft driver out here. So the Lyft driver that we took to get to the open mic.
Jai Tai.
Jai Tai.
Jai Tai on Broadway. Everybody check it out.
Blah, blah,
Sundays,
blah.
Tuesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays.
Jai Tai,
Soups.
man.
They soups, man.
The pad thai is dope. Promise is good.
But we're driving out here.
Down to
Punchline
Jai Tai.
comedy. They run all the shows. It's a good time. Ding 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 ding.
But on the way out here, so we got a Lyft or Uber or whatever, and
You stupid.
as we were getting the Lyft out here,
What are you looking
the
for?
guy talked to me so much
It's a
about
weekend, I'm sorry,
Seattle.
we're running over this.
Yeah, it's fine to talk over whenever I talk.
I don't like it.
But it's always fine. The next time you guys are like over here trying to figure out fix government,
I
I'll
don't
just
like
I'll
it.
just start going.
No one's fixing
I'm
government.
not proud of it. I'm not
Listen,
proud of it. I was
here's the
making
thing.
fun of Jai
Is
Tai.
my answer to fix everything is mushrooms, and I know that's a dumb
Well,
answer, but
that's
that's what I believe.
I don't believe that anymore.
Shiitake mushrooms aren't that
It's not
great.
it's not untrue,
I
but
don't believe that anymore.
I feel
about
like it could solve.
Nope, I don't think it would.
It would solve. Listen, if you sat, okay, listen, you're having a big argument with somebody. You put them in both in a room together, and you go, here's 5 grams of mushrooms. Take them together and sit together. If you still have a problem with each other afterwards, then fucking bomb each other's countries.
They just freak the fuck out.
Then they will.
Admittedly.
I'll kick them in the fucking nuts if
Yeah,
they're freaking
exactly.
out.
So, yeah, you're exactly. You're the.
I'll bring violence in there. I'll put them both on mushrooms,
You-
and I'll beat the fuck out of them.
You have taken more of that than me, but my experience or my big dose was this is not for everybody. Straight up, it was. This is not for everybody. Most people are gonna fucking shit themselves and fight somebody or
I
do
think
something
it is
terrible.
for everybody.
I don't think it is.
I don't think you can fight somebody. I think it would be if
think
you
you
took
do some crazy-
If you're taking
some crazy
5,
shit.
if you're taking 5 grams, if you're taking 6
but
grams, 6 and a
what are you
half
gonna
grams,
get from
I
that?
don't think you're gonna fight
Dude,
somebody,
I've known
man.
people. Everyone has known shitheads have done a lot of drugs.
Yeah,
Everyone's known that.
but
Like,
they haven't done them right.
everyone's known what's right. What do you mean?
5 grams is right.
And there are people who've done that, and they're still just fucking assholes.
I don't believe it.
They're worthless assholes.
Let me see them.
I've seen them. You never see just someone who you know has taken a lot of psychedelics that sucks, and that you don't want to be like.
I know people who have taken a lot of psychedelics, but I don't know if they've done the dosages right. That's the thing, because there's always people talking shit about like.
Man, it's something. It can affirm things, it can disprove things, but those things got to be in your fucking head.
Yeah.
It cannot implant.
I'm just saying.
It can't implant something in
If
it.
you have a problem with somebody, you take mushrooms together, and if you can't figure it out, then you can fight.
and you fuck each other and you fucking slit your wrist while you're on them like that. That's
No,
what'll happen.
no,
That's what'll
no,
happen.
no. You take them together, and you sit there, and then you try and figure it out. And if you don't figure it out, then you can fight. Then you can bomb each other, and then you can do whatever you want. But if you can get through a mushroom trip together, and you can't figure out your problems, then you can fight.
There was a great.
But I'm
part.
an idiot. I'm not smart.
I'm not saying you're an idiot.
I'm saying I'm an idiot. I didn't say you were. I'll slap you if you say I'm an idiot.
You're not gonna slap.
I'm not slapping anybody.
Can I just chime in on this? Joe's currently slapping the fuck out of because he called himself an idiot.
Ow! Joe, quit. No, I just don't like. That's not one of those absolute things. Which is I feel like that's something you have to move past. Like that's a drug culture thing.
I know.
Which I think is ridiculous. Like,
no, I know.
I think it's a silly thing of being like, we all just did this. Not true. I'm in a fucking city right now where weed is legal, and guess what? A lot of people I talk to, I don't fucking like.
Can I say I
don't like them any more than I like anybody else.
I know.
It's like this is not.
Can't I just wish it to be true for a moment? Can I just wish?
Can we just let Joe have this?
Okay, if you want it.
I don't want it though.
No, it's what you
I don't want it. No, I don't want it.
This is the Van Chronicles. No one wants that's bullshit, Joe.
No.
Man up, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm being a bitch.
But no, and I've thoroughly enjoyed being in a place where weed is legal and being like, yeah, it's cool to be able to buy illegal weed, but the people still suck.
People still suck, man.
They
People
still suck so much dick.
They're just odder. They're just so much more odd.
It's so nuts. It's so insane. And
I don't think are there down to earth people in Seattle?
There are. No, I've met. I'm not.
There's down to earth people everywhere.
I'm not saying it's broad. I'm just saying there's a. And I'm not saying it's worse than anywhere else. I'm just saying, just for the argument of we all smoke weed, we'll be in a better place. I've lived in 2 places now where that was possible, and neither time has it proven true. It hasn't proven true on a person-to-person level. Now, do they vote better than back home? Yeah, they do. Like, sure,
yeah,
fine.
For certain.
But as far as me, just like walking down the sidewalk, I don't give a fuck if everyone's high or not. Like, the equally amount of people are going to bother me.
I like Hennigan.
Yeah, he's fun.
Hennigan is.
But that's a different.
He's a great dude.
That's a
Yeah.
different breed
But
of
I'm just saying,
being.
if you're gonna grow
He's
old,
fucking
If you're
80
gonna
years
grow-
old.
yeah,
Jesus, he doesn't look 80. I'll say
Hey,
that.
I don't know if he's 80. I don't know how
Yeah,
old he
he
is,
looks
but
like
he's
shit
an old
doesn't look
man.
80,
He's an
yeah.
old man.
he looks like at
See, I
any
wish I could
point.
say that to him. I feel like I can say that to him. I should
You
can say that to him.
I shouldn't have said that when he wasn't here, though.
Yeah, that's true.
That's shitty.
Because you almost
That's
had me.
fucked
And he's not going to listen to this. He doesn't know
Yeah,
the internet
okay.
I
works
was going
at
to
all.
say, if I almost jumped in there and was like, I want to fucking bust
James
it.
Hennigan, legendary comic. Josh Wagner doesn't like his face.
I like his taste
What
in
I
hats.
said was, I'll fuck him up.
He's going to beat up an old
That's
man.
what I said.
He's going to
And
fist
then-
fight an old
That's
man.
the thing.
That is
my-
very non-confrontational.
My new character is the guy who explains himself and makes it worse. That's the thing. It's like, did you tell Billy you had a problem with me? No, what I said was, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Fuck him up.
No. I said I was gonna kill you.
I don't
I'm gonna
have a
murder
problem.
I heard you said I was stupid. No.
You. No.
I said I was going to murder your family.
Hey, no, I didn't say that. No,
I would never call you stupid, dude. I would never call you stupid.
What I said was, everyone you love will die, and I'm gonna make that happen.
What I said is I'm going to kill you and then fuck your wife on your grave.
What a great place to end to smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, right? Thanks for coming to the podcast, guys. Josh Lewis.
We haven't got to do our plugs yet.
No, that's what I was just going to do. That's what I was just going to do. That's what I was going to do. Josh Lewis, he has a podcast.
I do.
It's called Camp
Letters from Camp Blood.
Sleepaway Camp.
There was a movie called Sleepaway Camp.
It's a great movie.
It's called
Letters from Camp Nowhere.
It's called Heavyweights.
Camp Blood.
Letters from Camp Blood.
The only one of us through that.
Josh Lewis, Letters from Camp Blood. The Josh from TN on Facebook. Nope, on
All of it.
Twitter and Instagram.
And Facebook.
Josh Wagner. He used to be Comedy Man Joshua,
No, I still am. That's my main thing.
but now he's
But my
21
second,
Josh.
21. 21. And if anyone who listens to this knows what that is, just send Joe a link.
Why don't you? Why won't you just tell us?
Because you should just know.
Why would you? We just know something. We
Young
don't know.
Thug.
No, it's not. No.
21
Oh,
Guns.
it's got to be dumber.
21 Thugs.
If he's
I'm
finding
gonna
this
play
as
it
his
for him.
obscure dumb shit,
I'm gonna.
I'll get sued.
Yeah,
This
you
is a
win,
big
but
I
podcast.
said when
This
the
is a
podcast
big.
is over.
This is a big
let me
fucking
finish.
podcast.
When
A lot
it's-
of people. CEO of Apple listens to
when
this
it's
podcast.
you probably
over.
do get a lot of downloads.
I do. I get so many. I get tens of thousands of downloads every single hour.
I'm gonna play it for you when it's off the air. It's
We're
just.
still going to record it.
It's just been fun doing it for
Josh
so long.
Wagner, he's a funny man. He opens for Mark Maron. He's Mark Maron's regular opener.
He's nothing but a topic on Mark Maron's podcast.
That's-
Yeah,
that's-
you
that's all
listen
he
to
talks
Mark
about.
Maron. Listen to markmaron.com, and you'll hear Josh
that's all.
If you ever
Wagner's
want to
name.
hear about a
Yeah,
guy that
mention-
never hung out with Mark Maron, but had the opportunity to.
Dude,
just give
I
that
was
a-
being true to myself and my friends that night, and I don't feel bad about it.
No, you shouldn't. You're a big. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to plug you. I'm trying to give you promotion.
I tell
If you want to see
motherfuckers
Josh
no.
Wagner, just go to a Mark Maron show, and he'll be there.
Yeah, but
he's
I-
going to be opening.
but I'm
Just
not his
go to
fucking
Mark.
friend.
Just go to a Mark
He's
Maron
not
show
his
when
friend.
it lets out. Walk
Maron,
down the street to an
Maron
open
works
mic.
for Wagner.
And you'll see
Maron
him.
wants Wagner. That's how it goes.
Yeah, I feel bad about that.
Josh, you can see him. He's going to open for nobody ever.
I'm
but
not
you
opening
can
for
still.
shit.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Lewis
Oh,
is never
no, he
going to
will.
open.
He's gonna
Oh,
open-
I'll
he's
be
gonna
a,
open for me.
I'll
I've
be
already-
a perennial opener.
I have already in my head taken care of Lewis.
I know
I'll
you
go-
have.
Don't
I know
worry
you
about
have.
it.
You
Don't
can-
worry about
you
it.
I
guys-
will
He's good.
die
He's
as a
golden.
feature act.
You guys,
He's golden.
the guys that do no work have
I'll
plans.
I got plans.
Oh, it's not
I got
on camera
plans.
or on.
He's
recording.
on
got
camera. This guy's on
plans.
camera.
I got a
plans.
candid camera over here.
Do you want to do another shot of tequila to end this
Yes,
podcast?
yeah, what's in the
I
night?
absolutely do not.
What's in there? I don't want.
I'm not going
I'm
to do
doing
it.
it, and I'm eating so much
I
lasagna.
puked so much
We gotta
today.
make that bread and smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, we're gonna do multiple shit.
I'm going to have another beer, though.
I'm gonna have another beer too, but I'm also gonna take a shot.
Well, you guys go ahead and
This
drink
fine
out tequila.
Reposado.
It is. You know what Reposado stands for?
Yes, I do.
Pretty decent tequila.
Raspberry. It's raspberry tequila.
Well, that was it. I hope you enjoyed the Trash Boys. I love those guys, man. They're my two best friends, two of my best friends in the world. I love them to death. We used to do sketches together in Nashville and all that shit. They're great guys. I love them. Thank you so much for checking out the podcast. I really appreciate your time. Once again, you can support the podcast by visiting utilizeshrooms.threadless.com, joekellycomedy.com. You can also find me on Facebook, Joe Kelly Comedy, Twitter and Instagram at utilizeshrooms. Follow Josh Wagner on Twitter, Comedy Man Joshua. Josh Lewis, you can follow on Twitter and Instagram, The Josh from TN. And also, I'll be recording a comedy album October 7th here in Nashville, Tennessee at Third Coast Comedy Club. Tickets are available now for $10 at thirdcoastcomedy.club. You will also get a copy of the album just for attending the show. Thanks for checking it out, guys. Really appreciate your time. As always, take care of yourself and take care of somebody else.